Denham Springs High School football is on the air. Denham Springs High School football broadcast, a John Fine production, on Family Radio 91.9 FM Baton Rouge, on the net at johnfineproductions.com, and on YouTube. Please subscribe at DS Jacket Vision. With Yellow Jackets color commentator Mitch Covington and producer Darren Ferrante, DS Jacket Vision camera operator Chris Ledoux, and station engineer Lamine Figueroa. Here now is your Yellow Jackets play-by-play announcer, Josh Ward.
Good evening and welcome to Yellow Jackets football. It is on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. That is at DS Jacket Vision, all one word. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe. We are on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. District action here at Yellow Jacket Stadium. I'm Josh Ward, welcoming you in to the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, brought to you by Sporting Center. Proudly serving Livingston Parish since 1977 at Sporting Center. They have everything you need from athletic equipment to school uniforms. So go see Stacy Phipps, James Adam McCants, and their terrific staff. That is over at Sporting Center. It is 205 South Range Avenue in Denham Springs. All right, Friday night back here at Yellow Jacket Stadium. 3 weeks on the road for Denham Springs and finally get to come back home. We'll be home for the next 2 weeks. But tonight is a special one because it is homecoming night here for Denham Springs. So there are class reunions here. There are alumni here from previous, well, obviously with that reunion, but some other classes are here as well. And then there is special cheerleaders on the sideline from the middle school, the freshman high, all that good stuff. So just a lot of festivities going on here tonight at Yellow Jacket Stadium. But most importantly is a pivotal District 5-5A matchup between the Yellow Jackets and the Dutchtown Griffins. Last week, as we know, on a Thursday night, Yellow Jackets were a 63-34 winner over Live Oak. Denham Springs now 4-2 on the season. They are 1-1 in district play. Dutchtown comes into this one at 4-1 overall. They are 2-0 in district. They sit alone at the top of the district by themselves. We'll take a look into that here, see how the district is starting to shape out. But this one is a big one here and could go a long way in deciding who is that district champion. All right, we got a lot to get to before kickoff. As usual, we will have our weekly interview with Denham Springs head football coach Brett Beard. It will be John Fine with Mr. Johnny Lombardi from DSTV, good friends of ours here at DS Jacket Vision. Always great to see them and see him and what they are up to there at DSTV. And then we will have Mitch Covington come in, who will break it down this one for you and get you set up for a kickoff with Mitch's keys to the game, and then we'll get you your James Drugstore starting lineup. All that and more coming up after this, but we will take this first time out back after this on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Your local sporting goods store is Sporting Center. Sporting Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sporting Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sporting Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sporting Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sporting Center, more than just a sports store.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by You Safe and Lock, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Coconut Willie's Daiquiris, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, Sport Clips, and Safe Voyage Tattoo. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
And we welcome back in to the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, Denham Springs and Dutchtown District 5-5A contest here on homecoming night from Yellow Jacket Stadium. So good to be back home here in the sweet confines of Yellow Jacket Stadium. It was fun on the road the last 3 weeks, but it is great to be back here. All right, as we do take a look at last week's win over Live Oak, as we go through some of the offensive stats, as it was 63-34, the final in that one, and man, a lot of offensive stats put up in that one. So, again, from the Battle of Highway 16, Yellow Jackets are the kings of 16, as they like to say, and some of the stats kind of went like this. Passing highlights, it was John Goldman. He completed 12 of 23 passes for 195 yards. Longest pass on the night was 54 yards. He had one touchdown, but did have one interception to go along with that. Some rushing highlights, it was Brenton Paul with 13 carries for 211 yards. He averaged 16.2 yards per carry. Longest run of the night, as we know, is that 90-yard touchdown run. He would have a total of 4 touchdowns on the night. So a great night right there for Brenton Paul. Tanner Kerner, he added a cool 126 yards on 17 carries for 7.4 yards per carry. He had 2 touchdowns. And your quarterback, John Goldman, had 35 yards on 7 carries, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns. As a team total, it was 372 yards for the Yellow Jackets on offense. 372 total yards with 8 touchdowns. Your receiving highlights for the Yellow Jackets had Hayden Ray with 3 receptions for 80 yards, averaged 26.7 yards per catch. His longest of the night was 54 yards, and he did have 1 touchdown as well. Sean Goldman had 4 receptions for 65 yards, averaging 16.3 yards per catch. And then Trey Sills, 5 receptions for 50 yards. His average was 10 yards. Total receiving for the Yellow Jackets was 195 yards and 1 touchdown. Now, as we flip to look at this series between Dutchtown and Denham Springs, this series dates back all the way back to 1946 when Denham Springs first faced Dutchtown, who then the Griffins were known as the Eagles in 6-man football league. That year, Denham Springs and Dutchtown would play to a tie in that first meeting with 18 points apiece. A month later, they would play again with Denham winning that one 34-22. And then for the third time, a couple weeks after that, they would play for the 6-man league championship. Denham Springs would win that one 13-12. And then a year later, on Thanksgiving Day, 1947, they would play for the title again, and Dutchtown would win that one 20-6. And then that was it. Until a long hiatus, they would not meet again until 2005 on a Sunday due to Hurricane Katrina at Denham Springs. Series as it stands right now is 4 wins and 4 losses for Denham Springs with 1 tie between them. One of the wins does come to Denham Springs by way of a Dutchtown forfeit for an ineligible player in 2006. Denham Springs has a total of 126 points in the series to Dutchtown's 202, and it is a big one tonight with plenty of implications on the line as this district will start to take shape a little bit more. But as always, thanks to our resident historian and longtime Denham Springs statistician and Denham Springs Hall of Famer, Mr. Robert Graves, always appreciate that. So now as we will take a look at the district standings as they stand, it is Dutchtown sitting alone at top at a 2-0 record. They are 4-1 overall. They're scoring an average of 38.5 points per game and allowing just 17.5. So, and they've only got 3 returning starters from last year's team, and Guy Mastretta and his team have made some waves this year with only those 3 returning starters. Prairieville and East Ascension follow both at 2-1 apiece. Prairieville is 3-3 overall. EA is 4-2. Both have looked balanced as of late. Prairieville with the win over EA last week definitely caught some people's attention. Denham Springs and Santa Maula sitting at 1-1 each. Denham Springs 4-2 overall. Santa Maula is 5-1 overall. Both are still in contention for this race, but need some key wins. And Denham Springs can kind of bust this race open tonight here with a win over Dutchtown. Live Oak comes in at 1-2. They are 2-4 overall, and following that will be Walker, as they will round it out at 0-3. They are 1-5 overall as well. District team power rankings in order: Dutchtown stands at number 12 right now. Denham Springs behind them at 13. Santa Maria is at 17. EA is at 18, Prairieville at 20, Live Oak at 33, and Walker is at 39. Reminder, the top 4 teams in the playoffs get a first-round bye, and teams 5 through 16 will host a first-round game, and only the top 28 teams in the standings qualify for the playoffs. Some key stats kind of look at right now. Highest scoring offense is Dutchtown with the 224 points per game. Best defense, Dutchtown again, allowing just 96 total points so far this season. Denham Springs ranked second in offense with 219 points, but needs a little bit of defensive tightening here and try to hold this Dutchtown team in check. Upcoming week matchups for this week, it will be Live Oak at Prairieville, Archbishop Shaw at Walker, and it will be East Ascension and Santa Maria, and that is a big one there. So it's I think it's at Santa Maria this year, so a little bit of edge there, but that is one that obviously is a long-time standing rival that everyone kind of gets into out in Ascension Parish. So lots going on here. Can't wait to bring it all to you, and of course tonight here it is Denham Springs and Dutchtown 5-5-8 contest. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, it will be John Fine and from DSTV, Johnny Lombardi. Stay with us. We're back after this on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm. Because State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is your one-stop shop in Denham Springs for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is ready to help. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. ServPro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is ServPro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at ServPro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. ServPro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so ServPro is faster to any disaster. ServPro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. ServPro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Shay Landry, closing attorney, milestone title, Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground of Denham Springs, Brian Ross, owner, OK Computers and Auto Sales, Quality Furniture Restoration, and Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses. It is Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. I'm John Fine, producer of Yellow Jackets broadcasts. Denham Springs and Dutchtown kick off at or about 7 o'clock. And right now we are joined by our very special guest. He is Johnny Lombardi, the director and teacher at DSTV. Johnny, thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure.
No problem, John. Thanks for having me back again.
All right. Now, a little bit disappointed. You didn't get a Nobel Prize last week. What's up with that?
I thought I brought world peace to Livingston Parish. I was pretty convinced.
I thought so, too. Wow, we're going to have to talk to him. Johnny, talk about growing up in Chicago and what it was like making a transition to Baton Rouge.
That's a big question. So growing up in Chicago, obviously, is very different than, here in Baton Rouge and Louisiana. Big city, lots of professional sports teams. I feel like it's definitely more college-centric down here with LSU. Up there, very more professional sports. But moved here to go to college at LSU and feel like I'm almost Louisiana through and through by now.
There you go. You're a good old Southern boy by now.
I don't know about that. Getting there. Give me a couple more years.
All right. Do you say you guys or y'all?
I've gotten really into y'all more.
Okay.
But
so,
you guys comes out once in a while. Like you guys here on the broadcast doing a good job.
That's a step in the assimilation process for you.
It's happening.
Okay. There you go. And so that's a great point about Chicago really being a pro town other than Northwestern, and they're more academics than they are athletics. And Baton Rouge, definitely a college town. So what kind of adjustment was it for you for that?
Just different. I mean, when I go home, you have, 5 pro sports teams that you can go to a game, Cubs, White Sox, Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks. Here it's LSU. But LSU almost kind of functions like a professional team with just the size of the brand and all that with LSU football and basketball and baseball. It feels professional. So I guess it's more similarities than it is differences, to be honest with you.
So, good timing. Saints and Bears on Sunday. Who are you pulling for?
Oof.
Or it doesn't matter?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay, so you grew up a Bears fan.
I did not.
You did not?
Broncos, because my dad's from Colorado.
I see.
So it's a lot of geography happening for me.
North side or south side of Chicago?
South side, White Sox
That makes you a White Sox guy, huh?
Big White Sox fan.
I mean, there's pretty much sort of a line, right? And most of the people in North are Cubs. Most of the people in South are White Sox.
Mostly. It's different nowadays just because people are transient. They go all over the place. But back in the day, 50, 70, 100 years ago, it was very much divided like that. Nowadays, you get fans, Cubs, White Sox, kind of everywhere in the city. But predominantly, you're right, North side, South side.
All right. Talk about what the biggest adjustment was for you coming down to work on a TV station in Baton Rouge. Discuss that.
Definitely the weather. It's way hotter here. That was a huge adjustment, moving here for college and then living here. The weather I feel like it sucks the life out of you in the summers here. Coming out to, practice and different things, and it's 105, and you're out on the turf. And definitely the weather was the biggest hurdle. Still is.
All right. Talk a little bit about the decision for you to leave television in the area as a prominent sportscaster and to come to Denham Springs High School.
Prominent is a very, very generous term.
Oh, come on.
I appreciate that. No, it was a great opportunity to kind of transition out of the industry, but into something similar and into education and get to build a program here that would get to teach students, those skills that I learned in high school and in college for them to go and be professionals in, creative media and things like that. So it was a difficult decision, but ended up being definitely the right one. Would not have changed it. Would not go back and change it. I love what we've been able to build here, and it's been a lot of fun. Better hours, all that kind of stuff.
Now, you're a mass comm major at LSU?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they educated you really well.
They did.
Although
I'm proud.
I'm guessing you probably learned more on the first year on the job than you did throughout all your education.
A lot of people do say that. I feel like LSU provides such a great hands-on experience for students learning rather than just classroom setting. Like we did a ton of stuff hands-on, whether it was Tiger TV or with Manship, classwork. I felt prepared by the time I graduated to go into, WAFB and do all that.
All right, talk about the STEM Center.
So the STEM Center is here in town. Y'all have probably driven by it a bunch over there on Range by Sonic. It's our 7th year of the STEM Center being open, and it basically houses DSTV, the Denham Venom robotics team, and then we have our STEM pathway classes, which includes computing, engineering, robotics, digital design, and media. All of those classes are housed at the STEM Center.
Do all those classes work hand in hand with one another?
Sometimes, but mostly they kind of are in their own little pathways and their own little spots. We do our documentary and our content for the robotics team, so that's kind of one example of a little bit of crossover that does happen.
Now, talk a little bit about DSTV. Is this something that you put together yourself, or do they say, Mr. Lombardi, come on over and operate our new television class? How did that work?
It was a little bit of both. So, when I got hired, they said, hey, we want to do some kind of media video program. We don't know what that means. Here, take it and build it and kind of run with it. So it was a little bit of both. The school was interested in starting something like that, and I kind of took that and built on top of that foundation and have built what we have going on now, which has been, phenomenal for the last 7 years, and built something really, really special and cool here in town for our students.
Now, All Access in its third season, how did that materialize?
So All Access is our season-long documentary that we are doing at DSTV. And so it materialized about 3 years ago. I kind of had an idea of what if we did kind of like a Hard Knocks. A lot of people watch HBO Hard Knocks that the NFL does. I thought, how could we do something, boil it down to a high school level on one of our programs here on campus. And our girls basketball program had a really good year, and they were going into a season where they were returning a lot of talent, and they were going to be really, really good. And I approached Coach Smith, and I said, hey, I have this idea for this kind of all-encompassing, full-access documentary into the program, the off-season, the season, playoffs, all that stuff. And we went with it, and it was a huge success. It was a huge hit. And so last year we did boys basketball, which is another hit. They went to the state semifinals. And then this year we're doing the girls soccer team for All Access. So we're very, very excited about that. Tyler Beatty, who's a phenomenal senior student in DSTV, he's the executive producer. Coach Klug has done a phenomenal job with his rebuild of the girls soccer program here at Denham in the last 4 or so years. So their story is very, very intriguing. So for those of y'all at home who maybe are saying, I don't know a lot about the girls soccer program at Denham Springs, this is a really incredible story of a team that's been ascendant and on the rise for the last 3 or 4 years here on campus, and they have a very, very senior-heavy and special team this year.
And your second edition is coming out Monday night, you said, right?
Yes, episode 2 comes out Monday night at 7 o'clock on our YouTube channel at DS Jackets TV, or you can just type in Denham Springs TV as well. Episode 1 came out, I think, about a month ago. And so episode 2 comes out. You're going to get to meet the entire varsity roster in that second episode. So it'll be a good one.
And you had a lot of success with boys basketball and then girls basketball. What's it been like doing different teams, the gender aspect and the sport aspect? Compare and contrast, if you would.
Yeah, that's a great question. So obviously, basketball and soccer are fundamentally very different sports in terms of scoring opportunities, how much scoring happens. So for basketball, when you're, telling a story in a documentary form of a game, you have a lot of baskets to show and things like that. Soccer, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be different. I'm not quite sure how we're going to figure that out yet when you have, much less scoring chances, less goals compared to, say, basketball. And so that's going to kind of challenge us a little bit to figure out our storytelling from that point of view. And then with the gender thing, girls are just different than guys in terms of, how chatty they are in an interview, or, if we give them the GoPro and they're doing like a team building thing, they're, being super fun and chatty and talkative and funny on the camera. The boys are a little more low key, a little more serious, a little more quiet. It takes a little bit more in the interviews to kind of draw out the answers from them. But I think that's great, and that kind of, those differences kind of show up in the tone of each of the shows. And I think that's what makes it special.
All right, now Darren Ferrante, our brilliant producer, has been spreading the rumor that year number 4 will just be on him.
It'll be this broadcast.
Okay.
We're gonna follow. It'll be just the behind the scenes of this whole operation, following y'all on the road wherever you go.
You're gonna have to go into a few dark places in order to do that, to give people a legitimate view of what goes on behind our broadcast. But if anyone's up to it, it is you. Talk about your relationship with Coach Beard.
Coach Beard's great. Him and I are fantastic friends. I've loved working with him. When I worked at Channel 9, I was actually scared of him. I didn't like having to go to Live Oak. He was very intimidating. But the last 7 years has been just phenomenal. We're super close, and he has been fantastic at giving DSTV the space to operate, to give our students the chance to learn and be at these events and to be there taking photos. A lot of coaches maybe would be hesitant for that. Coach Beard's been all in with all that. And
Big game
I'm very
tonight.
thankful.
Big game tonight.
Huge game. Got to win.
Okay, there you go. Johnny, thank you for everything you do. You're one of the superstars at Denham Springs High School. Keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that, guys.
He is Johnny Lombardi. He is the director and the teacher behind DSTV. I'm John Fine. It is Denham Springs and Dutchtown coming your way at about 7 o'clock. The Sporting Center Yellow Jacket warm-up continues. It'll be Josh Ward and Coach Beard after this pause on Denham Springs football.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones financial advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Like it was never there, Louisiana Tree Pro is your tree care specialist, expertly handling tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and storm cleanup with 24-hour emergency tree removal. And Louisiana Tree Pro does it the right way with properly licensed and insured professionals who will get the job done quickly and safely with a quality result. Their goal at Louisiana Tree Pro is to leave your property better than they found it. That's why their motto is, like it was never there. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Abear, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, the Law Office of Ivy L. Graham, Family Specialist, and Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
It is the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Denham Springs hosting Dutchtown for a District 5-5A matchup. I'm Josh Ward, and we are now joined by Yellow Jackets head coach and one of the many kings of Highway 16 for 2025. He is head coach Brett Beard. Coach, last week, 63-34 from Live Oak on a Thursday night. What a great game, great atmosphere, plenty of scoring going on, just everything you thought it would be on a Thursday night from Watson.
Yeah, we started fast. That was the biggest thing. I mean, we jumped on them and put them in a really bad spot. We knew their offense was explosive. With those 3 receivers and a little quarterback that can beat you with his legs, I mean, they've really got something going offensively up there. So we knew it was going to be a little bit of a shootout. And, there's nothing more fun than a Thursday night offensive, outburst in production like we had. It was a lot of fun to watch. I thought our kids played really physical, played really nasty football, which I love to see. Flew around, caused some turnovers. And, really just finished drives. And the biggest thing that, I think we've kind of seen over the last few years together is, we had turnovers and we actually capitalized on those turnovers. We finished drives right after. We tend to make a big play and something happened like EA. We had the pick on the 18 and we didn't get any points from it. This time we caused some turnovers and we finished some drives and we made that momentum swing even greater and made them, pay for their mistakes. So that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and that was such a big thing. I was going to say that, too, just those points off a turnover. We had put such an emphasis on that in the previous week, especially East Ascension, as you just mentioned there. And then, 2 plays in, you get it back, and your offense does exactly what they have to do. And from that point on, you look up and blink, the first quarter is over, and it's 28-7.
Yeah, that's kind of one of our things, talking about critical swings in the game, critical, drives after after interceptions, after we've caused them to make a mistake, the momentum swings our way. We tend to sometimes just give it back, 3 and out, or don't produce any points off of it, to where, we've talked about taking advantage of those critical turnovers and those momentum swings, and go ahead and push your foot down on the gas. And, we finally saw that. I really think the last 2 weeks we've really come into a different football team, and it's really been a lot of fun to watch. The only thing, when you're scoring a lot of points, your defense is on the field a lot. So we're giving up a few more points than we would like, but we're also putting a lot more, positions to give up points. But I'm really pleased with all 3 facets the last couple of weeks. I really think we're getting a lot better. We're kind of hitting a stride right here, and we're going to continue to grow and see if we can feed off of it.
Turner McTwire with the first turnover. Caden Allen had an interception as well. And then what I thought was interesting is you had a sophomore, Darren Allemans, come in and get his first start. And, for a sophomore to step into that moment, I thought he handled it pretty well.
Oh, really well. Yeah, a sophomore O-lineman thrust into a 5A game, a 5A rivalry game. Max Arce got a little dinged up the week before with a concussion and was out. And, we had to go with him. Alamon's another one of those that kind of just embodies our program. He comes to work every day. He don't say a whole lot. He works his butt off. And I thought he did a really good job stepping in. And, because of it, he got a little taste. And you're still going to see a little more of him. But I'll tell you, the future is really bright with our O-line, with him being one of the top dogs for us.
Keeping it with offense, as we do know, offense kept it going from that week before at Southern Lab. Jean is really starting to see things right now. He's commanding this offense, but it seems like his targets are a little bigger right now.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that last week, and, he grew from last week. And, when a quarterback settles in and he's seeing it pre-snap, post-snap, when he's seeing the windows, when he's seeing his guys and he's going through his progressions, a quarterback that gets comfortable at that speed can really be dangerous. And I think with him now, you talk about a guy that hadn't had many starts really up until this year. So a guy that, settle in, you're halfway through the year, a little over halfway, and now you're starting to see what he's capable of doing. And I tell you what, I'm really excited to see where it goes, because he's only getting better. His whole mentality at practice has been better. And, of course, when these kids taste a little success, everything's a lot more fun, and practice is a lot more energetic. And I tell you, I think it has a lot to do with our leadership and him being one of them. And, he's going to continue to grow and get more comfortable. And, I think it looks like we've kind of hopefully got these drops out of our way, because he would be even better quicker, and our numbers would be even better if we hadn't had some of the drops we've had. So really, he's stuck in there. He continues to feed those guys, and, we're making plays around him. We're giving him a chance to make plays, and, it's a Goldman, so we know how good he is.
Oh, absolutely. And then you get Tanner Kerner coming back in after a week off, and he looked to be a little well-rested going into this one. And then Brenton Paul just adds a cool 211 yards to go with it as well. That 1-2 punch right now is really fun to watch.
It really is. They feed off each other because they're really close, and, both of them can really do it. Brenton Paul is such a really good receiver for us, too, that really Tanner could go out and do that. We got 2 interchangeable parts that really can do a lot for us, and I think we need to do a better job of getting them both on the field, which you kind of saw a little bit of that late in the game. I think we can continue to grow that personnel. Really, you hate to take away from Tanner's game, because his game was huge, and some of his yards were a lot more critical than BP's. BP just ripped off a couple of those late runs that made his numbers pop. But Tanner was a workhorse for us, and both of those guys, give us a chance to win a lot of football games, running behind our O-line, who's getting better every week. And, both of them have got to continue to be fed the rock, and we're going to be successful when they're getting the football. So I love watching Tanner and BP play.
Yeah, talking about Tanner Kerner coming back too, talking about how crucial some of his runs were. And one of the early touchdowns he got was that one that came towards your near sideline, made a couple of guys miss, made another guy miss towards the goal line. And, that was one where you kind of started to get things rolling. And that was such a run where it looked like he was tackled way early, and then he escapes that and comes out of it. Some really impressive runs by him in traffic last week.
Yeah, don't take his stature lightly, because he's a slick little runner, but he's also a strong little runner. He's fun to watch make people miss, but he's not scared to lower his shoulder either. He's got a little pop to him. So he's really a kid that's learning to become a complete back. He's got great hands. I think we're through the ball security issues, which is sometimes just getting, it's usually thinking a little too much and getting wrapped up in the job to do, and not securing the handoff and not getting it put away. But I really think the kid is really going to be special.
Talking about special, and let's talk about special teams now. You mentioned that earlier, how that part of the game really stepped up against Live Oak. And, you put Joseph Herrera in on kickoffs, and that seemed to be a new little wrinkle that kind of threw Live Oak off balance. One of them that bounced off the Live Oak defender ended up being a turnover for them. That kind of got them out of sync, and each time they were just falling on the ball, and Live Oak really never had a return on that. That was something new you had. And then Luke Wilson continues to be pretty strong in the punting game. Your coverage was improved. Like, everything special teams just kind of came together last week.
Well, we see what y'all see. We question what y'all question. I mean, we got to continue to work on our special teams and bridging that gap between the offense and defense. And we don't take it lightly. We haven't taken it lightly from the get-go where we've had our struggles. Some of it has been some of it's been on the kick and the operation of what we need them to do. And because of it, you can't let these kids get comfortable. And every day we're competing. You're competing for your job. You're competing for your opportunity. And the more you do that, the better they get at it. So Herrera did a better job for us last week kicking, and he took the job about midweek. And I tell you, he did take the job on a Wednesday morning. We had a little walkthrough where he was producing some of the big kicks, and he took the job. He took advantage of it. I think Johnny Bravo's a really good kicker, and we still got him in the arsenal. But right now, he's focused on his field goals and his PATs because we need those points badly and need to finish there. But Herrera's definitely stepped up and taken that job and taking advantage of the opportunity. And Luke Wilson's become just a deadly weapon. He's a football player making football plays. We got to do a better job protecting the punt, but it is nice to have a guy that makes you look good because, that was not a fake punt called. It was a breakdown that he made us look good in. So you got a football player that knows that we're overloaded on the right, we're rugby and right, the back door's open on the left, and he took it and actually showed he's pretty athletic.
Absolutely, sure did. That was one that we had highlighted as well. But now I want to get to my favorite part of what I've been looking forward to all week. The officiating that was so fun in that second half against Live Oak. And, Travis Hood texted us in during the game, and he called the white hat Tommy Two Flags, which I just got a really good kick out of. But what I've been wanting to ask about is that midfield meeting that y'all had to where our camera guy, Chris Ledoux, got a great shot of you with a slight eye roll after the conversation. And then instead of talking, just walking back to the sideline with your finger over your lips and the shushing formation. Just kind of, could you tell us what that conversation was like a little bit?
Yeah, I think he'd gotten tired of throwing flags, so he was trying to make sure both sides understood that he can't throw more flags for the next 10 or 11 minutes or we would be in trouble. I felt like a little kid again getting scolded. I know what my first grader feels like when he gets put in timeout. And I tell you, it is what it is. All we ask them to do is be better because everybody asks us to be better. You ask me to be better as a coach. We ask our kids to be better as football players. I mean, these guys, everybody's got to look in the mirror and just be better. I'm never going to knock the job they do because it's a hard job, and we need more better people out there to want to do that job for these kids and these programs. But he was a little happy. He was a little happy Thursday night, and I appreciate the job he did, and it was a lot. And I know his arm had to be sore the next day, but he'll bounce back, and we're all going to be better going into this week, and we'll learn from that. And some of it's our fault. We got into a little melee a couple weeks ago, and we didn't start that fight, but we finished that fight. But because of it, these officials are put on high alert, and they're not going to let a lot of chippiness and things go, especially with a team that's already been in a post-game fight. That's part of it too, and we've got to own it. And that's what I've told our kids is, we've got to own it. We just got to play through it.
It was fun and a little comical for us at times. We had a little fun with it. But again, as you say, it is a thankless job. Sometimes they get, hammered more than they probably should. But all the way around, it was just one that I had to touch on there because it was just too easy not to.
No doubt. I just wanted everybody to be quiet after that because I didn't want to get any more flags.
Right. All right, so 63-34 is the final. Yellow Jackets with the win. They bring the trophy back home to the Harold Butch Wax Fieldhouse where it belongs. We will take a timeout. When we come back, we will look to the Dutchtown Griffins. We're back after this timeout on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Your local sporting goods store is Sporting Center. Sporting Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sporting Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sporting Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sporting Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sporting Center, more than just a sports store.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy is excited to announce the opening of our newest clinic location in Watson. We are located at 32871 Highway 16 at the corner of Amite Church Road and Highway 16. And don't forget about our Denham Springs Clinic located at 145 Aspen Square next to Spectrum Fitness Club. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Danny Pauline with 5 Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson, State Farm Insurance, Performance Collision Center, Sport Clips, BJ Pawn and Gun, Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, and L. King Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
It is the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, a District 5 5A matchup with the Yellow Jackets and the Griffins of Dutchtown from Yellow Jacket Stadium, back on a Friday night underneath the Friday night lights. After 2 Thursdays in a row, I'm Josh Ward, and we continue our conversation with Yellow Jackets head coach Brett Beard. Coach, Dutchtown comes in 4-1, and they are top of the district at 2-0. Denham Springs coming in at 4-2 and 1-1 in district play. And, Coach, this game could be one of those that goes a long way into deciding how this district comes out.
No, definitely. I mean, Dutchtown's one of the prominent powers in our district. One of the, I think they're one of the elite programs in the state, year in and year out. And it's going to be a physical matchup. I love the games we've had with these guys. They've been back and forth. A couple of years ago they jumped on us. 3 years ago we made the comeback. I thought we showed significant growth last year with the way we shook back from the year before. But I mean, these guys are, they're well coached. It's a machine, and we got to do a good job playing our assignment football and not shooting ourselves in the foot and getting nasty with them.
With only 3 returning starters coming back, they are not using that as an excuse, and they lost in Week 1, and since then they've just popped off 4 wins since then, and pretty impressive in doing that. How impressive is it what Coach Mestret and his staff is doing with such a young team? Yeah,
those are good coaches. Chris Harrell, the defensive coordinator, I'm a big fan of his. Mike Janis, the offensive coordinator, is a guy we've done some stuff together in the past. He's been in Livingston Parish at Albany before, so he's got a taste of this, so he knows what it takes to coach at a high level and win at a high level. And then of course, guy's been in the Superdome. I mean, he gets it, and they were going to do a phenomenal job. And as coaches, we can't use that as a crutch that a lot of kids graduated. We just know that we may take our lumps or things might change. And, you never know when that youth is going to rear its head. But you just got to continue to plug along, and you've built a culture and a program that these guys are going to plug into, and they're going to take they're going to accept the challenge of getting the job done. And I tell you, those coaches do a phenomenal job with these kids. I mean, it's going to be a tough game, but again, we've got to use our experience against their youth to kind of maybe put them in some bad spots.
Dutchtown offensively, as we mentioned, they are scoring some points, and they are moving a lot of guys around, kind of like you do at times, where some pre-snap stuff and how they get different guys involved and all that. So how do you see them offensively?
I think they're a little better version offensively than EA. They run a lot of the counter you see. I think they run the quarterback better than EA did, which anytime you run the quarterback is a scary situation. We got to do a better job. We learned a lot about ourselves versus EA. That's why you play these games, to learn from them, even good or bad. And, we got some things fixed in our run fits that's going to help us. We just got to trust our eyes, not try to do too much, be where you're supposed to be. Your job is in the run game, you have a fit, make sure you're there. And if you're there, square up and make the play. And, if guys can drive 12, 15 play drives on us and score, or 12 or 15 plays, and, we can stop them, we can bend and not break, we're in a great spot right there. And that's what we got to continue to do. We just got to negate the big play, the long run by the quarterback. And I like that matchup.
Looking at your defense going against that, do you put a spy on him, or is it just more assignment football and not letting him get out in space?
Well, there's a mix of it. We do have a guy that will kind of keep an eye on him as well to kind of, you got to mix it up. The thing is sometimes, we've been in this district a long time. Coaches have coached against us a long time. It's like anything. You kind of have an idea how we do things. So it's on us as coaches to kind of throw some different wrinkles and mix some things up and, play some games with their eyes post-snap. And that's what we got to continue to do. And, we do have some wrinkles that's going to go in the arsenal this week to kind of, maybe dictate more of what we want to do instead of what they want to do.
Dutchtown defensively, they're kind of a mixed bag there. How do you see the Griffins on that side of the ball? They gave up 48 points in their first week and then have only given up 48 points in the previous games since then.
Yeah, again, hats off to Chris Harrell. He's probably one of my favorite DCs out there, one of my favorite guys to coach against. He and I have spent some time together, and with Smitty, my late defensive coordinator, helping him learn and do some things. I think he's a great football coach. And because of the kids play hard for him, and, he's going to be sound. And he's going to put you in some bad spots. And, he's always he's a tough one to go against. So I expect the same thing. They got a lot more youth on the defense than they even do on the offense. But they fly around and they play nasty. And that's all you can ask the kids. If you fly around and you play nasty and you get physical, you got a chance to do a lot of different things and put people in bad spots. And I don't see it being any different Friday night with Dutchtown defensively, offensively. They're going to come in ready to play, and it's going to be a great football game.
For you offensively, keeping that momentum going from the previous 2 weeks, the ball is really being spread around to a lot of people, and it's what it seems to be doing is late in these games, you've got some fresher legs being able to come in. Do you find that being an advantage for you in this one?
Oh, definitely. When you got multiple weapons, it's hard just to account for the quarterback who can beat you with his arm and legs. It's hard to you see the run game opens because the pass game is so deadly. And then, because if they start shutting down the run game, well, we got some guys in an open space that we can get the ball to. So they got to continue to feed off each other. The biggest thing is keeping their head on right, not getting down, not get upset, because, different guys are going to have different explosions every week. And they just got to continue to wait their turn and work and know exactly what we're asking them to do. And when the ball comes their way, make the play. Defensively
for the Yellow Jackets going against this Dutchtown offense, where do you see that your defense needs to be their best on Friday night?
Well, you got to win in the box. Our D-line has to continue to get better. And I thought they've played a lot better the last couple of weeks. And this is another big physical game that they've got to man up on the line. The biggest thing is, a lot of our struggles a couple of weeks ago with EA was that our safeties were struggling in the run game, where their fits were. They were over-pursuing and letting that back door open. Well, you've seen us get a little bit better at that the last couple of weeks, and we're going to continue to work on that. And, I think those guys, ideally, you would like for your box to make those plays, but sometimes you got to account for the safety in the run game, and he's got to take his gap, and he's got to be there when they cut it back. And I think those guys are understanding that a lot more. What we need from them, which is a lot of growth you've seen from the way we played EA up until what you're going to see Friday night.
Looking at the district overall, Prairieville kind of threw a wrench into this thing last week, beating East Ascension. EA's quarterback was out. Not sure what the story was on that, but still, I was talking to some people on Saturday morning saying, how many points is your starting quarterback worth? How would you kind of gauge that?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I hope it pisses some people off. I think some of it's karma too. That situation we had a couple weeks ago, they haven't looked like the same team since that night. I didn't think they looked the same they did versus Live Oak, even though they got that win, and they did not look the same watching them versus Prairieville. And some of it I think is karma. You disrespect the game, the gods of football are going to get you. And you got to stay humble and you got to stay hungry. And, and I just don't know where their head is right now. And Prairieville was able to exploit that, was able to show, kind of flex their muscle on, which definitely caught me off guard, because I thought the week before when Prairieville beat Walker, I thought that was a big-time win. Well, hell, this is even bigger. They've already beaten Ascension School. So, hats off to Prairieville and the job those guys are doing. But, I think some of it, you can't get comfortable. There's not one game on our schedule that I'm ever comfortable. I'm hungry for it, and I want it, and I try to teach our kids that. Don't ever be comfortable. Be hungry and be humble and go after it. And, I think a little karma got them right there. And, because of it. Prairieville's going to be riding high, and I'm intrigued to see what they do versus Live Oak this week.
We obviously got to take care of business against Dutchtown here, and we could get ourselves back into this conversation here and really bust this thing wide open with a win against Dutchtown. But, Coach, before I let you out of here, I did want to talk about something I've been meaning to ask you for a couple of weeks, but I want to wait till we got back home at Yellow Jacket Stadium. Before the season started back in August, you lost a dear friend of the program in Austin McMorris. And I know this is a guy that came to you when you were at Live Oak. He followed to you at Denham Springs. I know that you had always welcomed him in with open arms. I know how much that meant to his family and to this program, and he became a part of this program. And his favorite place was on Friday nights with his team, on the baseball field with his team. You know, just someone that was so special to this program that you welcomed in. I know it was a tough loss for everybody. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah, it definitely broke my heart. I mean, like if people are looking around and not seeing big number 0 out there, you know, we lost a good one. We lost a Yellow Jacket for sure. You know, just Livingston Parish guy, just an amazing Livingston Parish dude at that. You know, had graduated from Walker, had spent time at Live Oak with me, had spent time at Denham. He'd made the trip around the world and loved Livingston Parish. And you know, it was a tough loss, man. Our kids loved him, and that's why you still see the big 0 hanging on the bench out there on the sideline. You know, he is greatly missed every day. He brought just a fire and energy to our coach's office, and you know, there's not a day goes by that we don't think about him and talk about him and miss him. And you know, that was a heartbreaking loss right there. But you know, I know he's upstairs with the good Lord, and you know, that's what's most important.
Very well said, Coach. I want to say best of luck tonight against Dutchtown. Go Jackets, and we will talk with you next week.
Yeah, Josh, Mom and Dad are in town now, so you'll get to see them. They'll be here for the next 2 weeks, so fired up to have them watch us in person.
Will do. Can't wait to see him. I will go look for her in just a moment here. So thanks, Coach, for joining us. I was head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Coach Brett Beard. We'll be back after this time out on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
With Bank Plus, your account is always just a tap away. Bank anywhere, anytime with free Bank Plus mobile banking. Pay bills, transfer funds, and check your account day or night with the Bank Plus mobile app. Deposit checks with the snap of a photo. Keep tabs on your account with transaction alerts. Lost your debit card? Disable it instantly from your smartphone. Then, turn it back on when you find it. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We're again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs with locations in Hammond and Amite.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price. Because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Todd Caruso, Attorney at Law, Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, Forest Grove Plantation, and Billy Leach Professional Title Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in. It is the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. Yellow Jackets and the Dutchtown Griffins District 5-5A matchup on homecoming night here from Denham Springs. I'm Josh Ward, and welcoming in back-to-back parish champs, Denham Springs Junior High head coach Mitch Covington. Mitch, congratulations. Great season.
Appreciate that. 2 in a row. So had a couple good seasons here, and some of those guys are out there playing freshman ball right now. They're undefeated at the moment, freshman football team. They're having a great year. They beat Dutchtown 8-6, I believe, this week. And hopefully now the current 8th graders, we're going to send another good crop up to Coach Beard for those guys to get ready in high school. So
was the first one or the second one harder?
I don't know. Just finally to win that first one and finally get over the hump. We've been getting so close the last few years and it didn't finally to get it done. I think that one was good. This year, quite honestly, we kind of rolled through most of the games. We didn't have a whole lot of close games this season.
7-1.
Had a game with Mandeville, non-district, early in the year that lost 26-22, and all the parish games we kind of handled pretty handily.
All right, Mitch, as we get down to business now, I want to tell you congratulations again on that, but great season, and of course, obviously moving those kids up to the higher ranks is always a good thing.
Hey, real quick, congratulations to Coach Smith. I know Coach Smith's in the chat. He's ready for football tonight, and he's always paying attention on watching the Yellow Jackets. And this is his favorite part of the game, I think, right here in the pregame. So.
He may like your keys to the game more than I do. So anyway, but as Mitch, as we look at this one, this Yellow Jackets offense scoring 104 points in the last 2 games. This offense really seems to be clicking. How do you keep that momentum going?
It's just keep that positive rhythm right there. Like I said, they put a lot of points on the board last couple of weeks. Been hitting in the little RPO action with faking the handoffs and finding Hayden Ray or John Goldman on little quick glance routes, kind of reading those linebackers. If they drop back, we hand the ball off to Kerner or Britton Paul. And a lot of guys are in a good rhythm right now. The quarterback's making good reads. He's making good throws. Tanner Kerner and Britton Paul both went over 100 yards. Of course, Britton Paul went over 200 yards last week. So a lot of positive things on that offensive side. We want to be able to keep that rhythm going and just keep that positive movement going forward.
When you look at these two teams, very similar stat-wise, both number 1 and 2 in offense and defense of this one, and number 12 for Dutchtown in the power ratings. Denham Springs at number 13 right now. We'll know that start to take shape a little bit more, but right now this looks to be a pretty evenly matched. These two teams matched up here tonight.
They do look a little bit similar. Dutchtown, they just keep reloading every year. I thought this year they may take a step back because they lost a lot of players from last year, but here they are, still undefeated in district right now. Big win over Santa Maria. Offense put up 35 points last week, and so they are a tough challenge, and our defense going to have to step up and be ready.
Dutchtown last week. I want to get your opinion on this as a from the coaching standpoint. Last week, Dutchtown had a bye, so they did not have a game. They'll only have a 9-game regular season. We'll have the 10 like most people, but this is something they've done the last couple of years. They've only had 9 games. For me, I wanted to get your opinion on having a bye when you have a younger team where you only have 3 returning starters on the entire team coming back. And you kind of have some rhythm going. Does that kind of stutter step you a little bit? Does it pause your momentum that you have going?
It might possibly do that. You're talking about the Denham Yellow Jacket offense, just getting in that rhythm with Southern Lab and then on to Live Oak last week, and we'll keep it going. You take a week off, and sometimes just a little bit of time in here, there. Sometimes the snap, the cadence from the quarterback, all that. I know that from junior high ball, like just when people miss practice here and there, all of a sudden they show back up and everything's just a little bit off. Your timing just isn't quite there. And when you have a week off like that, high school is different than college. They're used to doing it. High school, I'm not sure how they handle that as well. A bye week, the last week, how much did they practice? I'm sure they didn't do a lot of banging around. They tried to rest and get back to full health to get ready for the last half of the season. But by taking a little bit of time off at practice last week, maybe that puts them behind the 8 ball going into this week. You might see a false start or a bad snap early on in the game tonight.
All right, we're going to take a timeout for the national anthem. When we come back, we will have Mitch Covington's keys to the game and the James Truck Store starting lineup. Stay with us. We're back after this on the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up.
Did you know that you no longer need a doctor's order to attend physical therapy in the state of Louisiana? This is Ben Wilson from Peak Performance Physical Therapy, reminding you that if you have an injury, nagging pain, or if you want to simply improve your overall health and well-being, come see us at Peak Performance. Gladly serving the fine people of Leeson Parish for over 20 years, now with 3 locations including Denham Springs, Watson, and Maurepas. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as the news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central, Safe Voyage Tattoo, Use Safe and Lock, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, and Coconut Willie's Daiquiris. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
As we welcome back in to the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, Yellow Jackets and Dutchtown getting ready to get underway here in just a few moments from Yellow Jacket Stadium. District 5-5A contest between these two teams. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington. Real quick as we look there at DS Jacket Vision of the district standings. You got Dutchtown 2-0. It is East Ascension and Prairieville at 2-1. Santa Maria and Denham Springs at 1-1, and then Live Oak at 1-2, and Walker at 0-3. So that's your district standings. And right now we will go ahead and get to Mitch Covington's keys to the games. Mitch, what do you got?
Well, we have another dual threat quarterback we're facing this week. Owen Fletcher, junior quarterback for Dutchtown, looked really good on film. Kind of watch him a little bit. He can throw the ball, but also quick with his feet. Sometimes he drops back to pass, and if he doesn't see what he likes right ahead, he may break the pocket, take off running. We've seen that the last couple of weeks, and it's a tough battle for the defense. Kind of watch out for that. Just match Dutchtown's physicality. I put that on there. Like in the past couple of years, Dutchtown's been more physical than Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. They've had some big boys, and they've kind of brought it to us. And this year, we got to be able to stand up to it and match it, not get pushed around at the line of scrimmage and let Dutchtown run the ball up and down. Dutchtown wants to run the ball. They don't want to pass it a whole lot, but we got to get some stops in the run game to force them to get to the passing game, so match them with the physicality.
And you see the third point down there, Mitch?
Oh, there we go. DSJH, back-to-back parish champs. So
we're celebrating all night.
We are celebrating. We just finished the season this week on Tuesday, but we aren't done celebrating at Denham Springs Junior High. We're going to enjoy it for a while.
That'll do it for the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up, brought to you by Sporting Center, proudly serving Livingston Parish since 1977. At Sporting Center, they've got everything you need from athletic equipment to school uniforms. Go see Stacy Phipps, James Adam McCants, and their terrific staff at Sporting Center. That is 205 South Range Avenue in Denham Springs. Ball is kicked off from the 40. We are underway here from Yellow Jacket Stadium. Tanner Kerner at the 5-yard line, at the 10, 15. He's at the 20, up the middle, 25, 30. And will be brought down about the 35-yard line. Good starting position here for the Yellow Jackets.
Had a really good return. The unit in front of him blocking to open up the holes did a great job. He caught the ball about the 5-yard line. Didn't face anybody from Dutchtown until he crossed the 30-yard line. So good job right there. Good starting field position about the 37-yard line. So this offense that has shown at times to be very explosive, like to see that going again tonight. We're going to need some points on the board.
That'll bring us to the James Drugstore starting lineup, brought to you by James Drugstore. Well, locally owned and operated, serving Livingston Parish for almost 100 years, where old-fashioned service meets modern-day medicine. That's James Drugstore, Florida Boulevard in Denham Springs. We'll get the offense here real quick. Left tackle Nate Black, left guard Darren Alleman, center Bryson McCabe, right guard at Christian Ferguson, right tackle Angel Villagomez. It is Brenton Paul, Trey Sills, Tanner Kerner, and then that is Hayden Ray as well with Sean Goldman. John Goldman is the quarterback. First play from the scrimmage at the 36-yard line will be a handoff to Tanner Kerner in the backfield, and he will be stood up for about a 1-yard gain.
Yep, not a lot of room right there. And as we talk about Dutchtown's physicality right there, their defensive front six did a great job of filling in the gaps and holding on to their lanes, and not a lot of room for Tanner Kerner on the first play.
Brings up second down now for the Yellow Jackets. It'll be 2nd and 9. Ball at their own 38-yard line. Official line of scrimmage was a 37. Jean from the shotgun will get the snap, fakes the handoff, looks for Hayden Ray, has him again. Hayden Ray at midfield, off to the races at the 40, the 30, still on his feet. He's at the Dutchtown 20, still going 15, 10, 5, and he'll be down inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets, making a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Jackets first down, children friendly, great food, locally owned by Big Mike O'Neill. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. There's that play we were talking about just a few moments ago, Mitch.
I watched it on film. Santa Maul hit the RPO play right up the middle a couple of times, and my eyes were lighting up. Said Hayden Ray, Sean Goldman, we've hit them with that. Fake the handoff or really ride the handoff. The quarterback's reading it, and those linebackers take a step up. They're trying to help cover with safeties, but Jean Goldman put it in there to Hayden Ray very quickly, who catches it before the safety gets to him. And once again, he breaks 2 tackles and then sprints downfield for a big gain.
They said he stepped out of bounds at the Dutchtown 16-yard line, so it'll be 1st down still. Here is Goldman, gets a snap, quarterback keeper, and he'll be brought down inside the 15-yard line. Looks like he'll be put to the Dutchtown 14.
Looked like he was about one step away of having a cutback alley that may have popped open for a big gain there, but still following that offensive line on the left side right there, picking up about 2 or 3 yards on 1st down. Not a bad 1st down play.
Nope, so it'll be 2nd down for the Yellow Jackets, 2nd down and 8 from the Dutchtown 14-yard line.
I've just been saying it all year, but those defensive backs, when Hayden Ray catches it, he's a big guy. They don't want to go up high, and they all try to hit him around his knees, but he just doesn't go down when they hit down around his knees. He's got great balance.
Goldman from the shotgun. It will be quick pass. It'll be Hayden Ray near sideline, and Hayden will be brought down about the Dutchtown 12. Brings up 3rd down now for the Yellow Jackets.
Good job with Dutchtown's defenders right there. 2 of them got to Hayden Ray. That was a little 2-on-1 action. So that's one way to help slow him down. You get 2 guys there to try and slow down Hayden Ray, and still a couple of yards. So Jackets are facing about 3rd and 5.5 right here.
Yep, going to be 3rd down and 6 officially. Ball will be at the Dutchtown 12-yard line. Yellow Jackets opening drive of this district contest. 3 road games in a row. Yellow Jackets now back at home at Yellow Jacket Stadium. Brenton Paul in motion. Goldman going to hit him. He's at the 10, the 5, going towards the sideline and the end zone, and he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Brenton Paul.
Really good read by Sean Goldman. We had 2 receivers, Hayden Ray, and I believe Sean Goldman was upfield. No, it was Trey Seals and Sean Goldman on the right side. They were down into the end zone. 3 Dutchtown defenders dropped back with them, so he just swung the ball out there to Brenton Paul, who was at the line of scrimmage, who caught it with room to run, and then he found his way into the end zone.
It will be Jonathan Bravo coming on to attempt the extra point. Dylan Johnson is the holder. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. It is through the uprights. Extra point is good. Yellow Jackets strike quick. It is Denham Springs 7, Dutchtown 0. Back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. Denham Springs 7, Dutchtown 0 brings us to the first Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for auto, home, and life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Hit us, Mitch. Needs his mic on.
Yep, there we go. 64-yard scoring drive. The Yellow Jackets finished it up with Jean Goldman to Brenton Paul with a 12-yard touchdown pass. And with 9:38 left in the first quarter, the Yellow Jackets take a 7-0 lead.
There's going to be ball is going to be loose as it went off the Dutchtown defender. Yellow Jackets believe they've got it. It was Herrera with the kickoff, and it is Dutchtown. Fumbles it. Denham Springs recovers it. Yellow Jackets football, Dutchtown 45-yard line.
And that is how you can get out to a big lead early with a big play on the first drive and then squib kick it and try and find one of those Dutchtown up backs and hit off their thigh and their leg and get your recover team to take care of it and cover the ball. So now with a 7-0 lead, you got football in Dutchtown territory, and their offense hasn't even seen the field yet.
Sure enough, and we saw this happen last week against Live Oak, and I was talking to Coach Beard about that, how it kind of got Live Oak out of sync on those kickoffs, and it kind of gets in your head, and we kind of have seen that. So let's see what happens the rest of this one. But Joseph Herrera taking the job on kickoffs from Bravo. Bravo going to focus on field goals and extra points, as Coach Beard said. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman from the Dutchtown 45-yard line. Hands off in the backfield. Brenton Paul at the Dutchtown 40. Be brought down at the Dutchtown 35-yard line.
That was a great run there on first down as the Jackets picked up 10 yards. Brenton Paul off the left side of that Yellow Jacket offensive line. Nate Black, your left tackle over there, doing a good job of helping seal the edge. And Brenton Paul finding a running lane. So a 10-yard run to start this drive.
Yep, going to be first down for the Yellow Jackets. That's the Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Make sure to book your Christmas party now. Call Big Mike's. Goldman now out of the pistol formation. Will roll out, looking to throw downfield, looking for Trey Seals. Has Trey Seals at the 15, the 10, and Trey Seals will go out of bounds around the Dutchtown 5-yard line. We'll wait to see where the official spot is, but it's another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Check out the Denham Springs Sports Hall of Fame at Big Mike's.
And, you mentioned before the game, just right before kickoff, about Dutchtown having a week off and then not playing last week and now playing here. Looks like they are definitely on their heels and not sure where the Jackets are going, and the offense has them kind of in circles at the moment.
It will be 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets from the Dutchtown 7-yard line. Goldman from a pistol formation. It is Brenton Paul in the backfield. Waits for the snap. He will get it. Hands it off to Paul. Paul right up the middle. Gets across the 5 and keeps going towards the end zone. And he is in for the touchdown. Number 2 for Brenton Paul. Yellow Jackets extend the lead 13-0.
Brenton Paul made a great cut. He got up the left side of the offensive line and then found a little room on the right. But I tell you what, we talked with Coach Beard a good bit sometimes in the offseason and ask about some of the kids and the players. And Brenton Paul's a running back last year. They didn't felt ran as physical as they wanted to. They wanted him between the tackles, running hard. Well, he took on a Dutchtown safety at about the 2-yard line and drug him in the end zone. That's that powerful run that Coach Beard wants to see.
Jonathan Bravo to attempt the extra point. Here is the kick. It is going to be through the uprights. Extra point is good. Denham Springs 14, Dutchtown 0. 8:58 left in the first quarter. Back after this, it's Yellow Jackets football.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Aber, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Aber, and Angel.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
Welcome back in Yellow Jackets football. It is another touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. It is the Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for Auto, Home, and Life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Mitch, hit us again.
A 45-yard scoring drive only took 38 seconds off the clock. Finished up with a Brenton Paul 7-yard touchdown run, his second touchdown in the first 3 minutes and 2 seconds of the game. So with 8 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Yellow Jackets are up 14-0. Now, as we come back from break, the Jackets tried an onside kick again. Was offsides. We got lucky because Dutchtown would have had the ball in positive territory already, but now we got a chance maybe to pin them back a little bit. I know they want to keep it away from Martell Rogers. He's a great return man for Dutchtown.
Here is the kick. Yep, and it is going to be downed at the Yellow Jacket 47-yard line. Will be first down for the Griffins. So,
and I was going to question why we keep we got one, but we don't want to give them the ball at midfield every time. And Coach Beard doesn't seem like that's the kick that he wanted.
Yeah, that's not the one he wanted. Yeah, you could see him coming off the field there. And look, Herrera only his second start on the kick. We saw him in week 1 at Hammond. He kicked a little bit, and then they switched it. But now we get to see this Dutchtown offense for the first time. I mean, we're 8:56 left here in the first quarter, and it's been 2 quick scores by the Yellow Jackets, talking about keeping that offense rolling. So we'll see what the offense here can do for Dutchtown now. 1st and 10 for the Griffins. Ball at the Denham Springs 47-yard line. It is going to be Fletcher at quarterback for the Griffins. Here is a snap. Will keep it himself, and he's going to be tackled for a loss back at midfield.
Devin Mack in the backfield very quickly with a tackle for a loss. And tell you what, it looked like we were outnumbered on that side. They had a tight end on the left side, and it looked like our defensive end was lined up about on the offensive tackle, and I was worried about them getting to the edge, but we had that solved quickly. Jackson Sagan got in the backfield and made sure it didn't get too wide, and Devin Mack with the tackle for a loss.
All right, so it will be 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and 13. Check that 2nd and 12 now for Dutchtown. It'll be at the Denham Springs 49-yard line. It will be Owen Fletcher out of the shotgun, waits for the snap. He gets it, fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself again, escapes the tackle, but is going to be brought down for another loss on the play. This Yellow Jackets defense is swarming.
I told you, Owen Fletcher, he's a dual threat. He can run it, he can pass it. He's tried to run it on the first 2 plays. The Yellow Jacket defense has been up to the task. Add on to it, there's going to be a holding call against Dutchtown. Coach Beard may decide to decline it and go ahead and play 3rd and 13 or 14 because they lost another 2 yards on that play, so make it 3rd and 14. So we got the opportunity to decline that penalty because of the tackle for loss again.
All right, so they will decline the penalty. Stops the clock with 8:05 left here in the first. It will be 3rd and 14 now for Dutchtown. Ball now back at their own 49-yard line. Fletcher from the shotgun, 2 receivers to the near side. Waits for the snap. He will get it, drops back. He's looking to throw, has pressure coming again, and he is going to be sacked back at his own 40-yard line. Guess who? Devin Mack with the sack.
I can't believe this start. I mean, you cannot draw up a better start if you're a Yellow Jacket fan. 14 points on the board before Dutchtown runs an offensive play. Dutchtown gets their first drive starting in Jacket territory, and all they did was have 2 tackles for a loss on run plays and now a sack by Devin Mack, and Dutchtown is going straight backwards. What a great start to this first quarter for the Yellow Jackets.
Absolutely. It will be 4th and long, 4th and 22 from their own 41-yard line now for Dutchtown. Reminder, they started this drive at the Denham Springs 47. It will be Rutson and to punt it for Dutchtown. Here is the punt. They are going to let this one hit at the 30, and it'll be down at the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets after this quick timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Their own 26-yard line now. It is going to be Goldman. Hands it off to Kerner. Kerner at the 30-yard line. 35-40. He's at midfield. He puts the shoulder into the Dutchtown defender and will go out of bounds. But it's going to be a 1st down for the Yellow Jackets, making another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets 1st down. Come book your next party at Big Mike's. And again, call right now if you're trying to get in for a Christmas party. That's Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill.
Great run for Tanner Kerner. They blitzed the safety. They blitzed the safety, and Tanner Kerner saw him unblocked at the line of scrimmage and made a cut to make him miss and got big yards on the play.
Here's a snap again to Goldman, who will hand it off to Kerner. Kerner will be stood up at the line of scrimmage this time, which is the Dutchtown 47-yard line.
And so Dutchtown decided they were going to try and bring pressure on the first step down of this drive and looked like a safety blitz coming in. Tanner Kerner sidestepped that safety as he saw him and then got it out the backside, and a very big, about 20-yard play there on the first play of this drive.
2nd and 10 now for Denham Springs. Dutchtown 47-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the far side. Here is a snap. Fakes the handoff. Looks to throw. He does. Has Brenton Paul at the Dutchtown 35-yard line. He'll be brought down there, and that is another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets 1st down. Live music on weekends, trivia monthly, and line dancing on Wednesday nights. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
Just another RPO look. John Goldman is reading the linebackers, and they step up to try and stop the run. Of course, when Brenton Paul has good success running the football, and then Tanner Kerner also, those linebackers are going to try and step up to make a play, and then we throw it right behind them. That was a quick slant to Brenton Paul.
Clock running with 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. Yellow Jackets leading by 14. Handoff in the backfield to Kerner, and Kerner will be tackled shy of the 30-yard line. Looks like going to put him about the Dutchtown 32, but a nice 1st down run right there by Tanner Kerner.
It was, and I was watching the linebackers, and and they did not want to step up too quick and give up a slant behind them, so they stayed back at 4 yards of depth, and so Tanner Kerner was able to wiggle through for 4 yards on first down. A good positive first down run play.
Going to be 2nd down and 7 now for Denham Springs. Ball at Dutchtown's 32-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun. Brenton Paul in the backfield, lined up to his left. Here is the snap. Will fake the handoff. Looks to throw. He does. There's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Trey Seals. Brings up 3rd down now for the Yellow Jackets.
I think that was Brenton Paul down here. That one kind of seemed telegraphed a little bit. Wasn't a whole lot of room. The Dutchtown cornerback over there stepped up real close in defensive over there. Braden Dunn, junior cornerback. He was right up on top of Brenton Paul, I believe, on that last play. Was it Brenton or was it Trey?
Well, it was Trey who
Trey's got the jerseys all squunched up. That's 6 and that 5.
And it looks the same, especially when they're squunched up like that. All right, 3rd and 7 now for Denham Springs. It is Goldman from the shotgun, looking to throw, has time, going to throw it downfield, going to be incomplete. A little too far for Sean to get a hand on. That one brings up 4th down now for the Yellow Jackets. So, Mitch, this is probably a 4-down territory area for Denham Springs.
Yeah,
a little out of Bravo's range.
32-yard line, and Coach Beard's going to leave the offense on there. That play, Sean Goldman looked like he was breaking behind the defense. I thought I saw a little bit of a tug, but the defender was able to get away with that, and so the throw sailed over Sean Goldman's head.
4th down and 7 now for Denham Springs. Offense remains on the field from the Dutchtown 32-yard line. It is Goldman out of the shotgun. Here is a snap. Rolls to his right, steps up, throws it. It is going to be incomplete, almost intercepted right there by Dutchtown. Going to be a turnover on downs. It'll be 1st down for Dutchtown after this quick timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
1st and 10 for Dutchtown. Ball at their own 32-yard line. Empty backfield for Fletcher. Gets a snap. He gets it out to Becknell, and Becknell will be stopped immediately at the line of scrimmage as he goes out of bounds on the far sideline.
They had quad receivers up top, a diamond formation, one lone receiver at the bottom, so empty backfield. Cedric Polk was helping cover that diamond set up top, and he flew to the football and made a tackle for no gain.
Denham Springs 14, Dutchtown 0. It is 4:47 left here in the first quarter. District 5-5A matchup between Denham Springs and Dutchtown. Fletcher now from the shotgun, 3 receivers to the near sideline, 1 out to the far. It is Carter Hedden in the backfield with Fletcher. Play clock down to 5 seconds. Here is a snap. Fletcher will look to throw, throws it downfield. It is going to be incomplete.
That's out of bounds.
It looked like it was.
He got it.
Nope. Okay, so it is a catch.
I just, we're not going to get any help from a replay review, but the guy bobbled the ball a little bit as Jaden Washington was fighting for him, and I just don't see how he got the ball in possession before it was out of bounds. Yeah, he called it and the ball didn't come loose as far as going to the ground, but I don't think he had possession until he got out of bounds, but it doesn't matter. There's no instant replay in high school. Referee called a successful catch, so Dutchtown going to be playing first down.
Martell Rogers on the reception for Dutchtown puts Dutchtown into Yellow Jacket territory at the Denham Springs 43-yard line. Now will be 1st and 10. Fletcher from the shotgun. Here is a snap. Hands it off in the backfield to Hedden, and it is going to be a flag on the play. Real quick, as always, come to you live on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe. Share it out with your family and friends. And, of course, it is on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. Great to have you along with us. And Mitch, got a flag there. Is going to back Dutchtown up.
Got our false start in the first quarter. I said we might get one of those here or there. Dutchtown, just that bye week in high school is just not something that happens a lot. I think Dutchtown maybe has played just 9 games the last couple of years, but it's just different having that off week.
1st and 15 now from the 48-yard line of Denham Springs for the Griffins. It is going to be Fletcher, and it looks like it is going to be another loss on the play. It looks like a little confusion there. He turned to his left. The running back Carter Head went to his right.
And adding to them being a little bit out of sync.
Yeah.
The running back went to run side of the quarterback. The quarterback was trying to hand it off on another, or at least make a read, and that completely busted the play up. And so the Yellow Jackets with another tackle for a loss.
Yeah, it will be 2nd down and 2nd and 20 now for Dutchtown. Ball is now back at their own 47-yard line. Here is Fletcher going to hit Hedden, trying to set the screen up. Hedden gets to the Yellow Jacket 45-yard line and continues to try to fight for yards, and he's going to be stopped shy of the Denham Springs 40. Eventually, they'll play this call. They'll call this play.
Good play there for Dutchtown. Jackets have been getting a lot of pressure in the backfield, so just set up a little screen. Did a really good job of setting that up. Had a couple of blockers out there in front of the running back as well, and so go from 2nd and 20. Now they got it back to 3rd and 9, so nice second down play there for Dutchtown Griffins.
Clock continues to run with 3:17 left here in this first quarter. Denham Springs leading 14-0. It is Fletcher out of the shotgun. Yellow Jacket's going to be flagged.
We just don't want to, so they've gone from 2nd and 20. Now it's going to be 3rd and 4. Hard count, and then Cedric Polk just getting too antsy trying to get in the backfield and jumps across the line of scrimmage.
All right, makes it a little more third and manageable now for Dutchtown.
Also makes it probably 2-down territory for Dutchtown,
Good
just
point.
like Denham went for it a while ago in this spot of the field. Same thing for Dutchtown. They're probably thinking 2 plays to get 4 yards.
3rd and 4. Denham Springs 42-yard line now for Dutchtown. Fletcher will have an empty backfield. 3 receivers to the near sideline. 2 out to the far. Fletcher waits for the snap. He gets it. Going to keep it himself now. Goes up the middle. Gets to the 35 and will stay on his feet at the Denham Springs 30 and continues to try to get positive yards as he will be taken down inside the 30-yard line, so it'll be a first down for Dutchtown. That was a good third down play right there. Griffins just found a little spot right there with Fletcher.
Marked that one down for Dutchtown. They were facing 2nd and 20, about 3 minutes left here in the first quarter, down 14-0, and they did a great job to convert and pick up a first down and keep this drive alive. Trying to cut this lead in half right here with the big onslaught of the Yellow Jackets, 14 points right off the bat. Dutchtown trying to claw their way back into it.
1st and 10 for Dutchtown. Denham Springs 27-yard line. Fletcher from the shotgun will hand it off to Hedden. Hedden trying to go off the left side. Gets to the Denham Springs 20, and he'll be inside the 20. Looks like they're going to put him about the Denham Springs 18 or 17. Be close to see if that's a first down or not.
Yeah, Jackson Sagan had a chance to make a
Second
tackle about 2 yards downfield, and Hedden did a good job of breaking that tackle, being a strong, powerful runner, and picking up 9 yards on the play.
Yep, going to be 2nd and 1 now for Dutchtown. 2nd and 1 from the Denham Springs 18. Will be Fletcher from the shotgun. It is Hedden lined up to his right. Here is a snap. Will fake the handoff. Going to keep it himself. Going to be wrapped up and brought down at the 20-yard line for a loss there. So we'll be 3rd and about 3 now for Dutchtown.
Caden Allen right there. And I'll tell you what, these tackles for loss really make a big difference. That was 2nd and 1. Caden Allen got in the backfield to make that tackle and now makes it 3rd and 3, a much more tougher situation for the Griffins.
Yep, 3rd down and 3. It will be from the Denham Springs 20-yard line. Minute 15 left here. Opening quarter from Yellow Jacket Stadium. Denham Springs 14, Dutchtown 0. Fletcher will check the sideline now. Offensive coordinator Mike Janis of Dutchtown, the former Albany coach. Knows Coach Beard very well. Here is a snap. Fletcher looking to throw towards the end zone. He's got an open receiver and in for the touchdown. That is Martell Rogers, and Griffins are on the board.
That was very easy. Rogers was well behind Jaden Washington by about 4 or 5 yards. So a nice drive for Dutchtown to try and get back and answer what the Jackets had done. Jackets were up 14-0 with the ball in Griffin territory. They get the 4th down stop and now march downfield and have a chance to cut the lead in half with an extra point. Just thinking about the game, and both offenses I like are pretty good, and so I would expect this to be a high-scoring game. So Dutchtown, even though they fell behind 14-0 early, plenty of time left in the game to get back in it.
Oakley Rudson will come on to attempt the extra point. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick, and it is through the uprights. Extra point is good. It is Denham Springs 14, Dutchtown 7, 55 seconds left here in the first. Back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. It is Denham Springs leading by 7. They lead at 14-7 over the Dutchtown Griffins. And with 55 seconds left here in the first quarter, I mean, Mitch, first 2 drives for Denham Springs, that's boom, boom. So we talked about, Dutchtown looked a little out of sync on their first drive, had to punt. That one, they started to pick up a little momentum.
Yep, they got a little bit moving down the field. A couple of big plays. The screen pass helped out. Yellow Jackets jumping off sides, moved them a little bit closer on third down one time.
Tanner Kerner will pick the ball up at the 5. He gets to the 10, 15, the 20. We hit at the 20-yard line, and it'll be first down for the Yellow Jackets.
And then that opening kickoff, we had really good blocking up front for Tanner Kerner. He didn't get touched till he crossed the 30-yard line for Dutchtown. Right there, he got hammered at about the 20. So
he got a good pop.
Maybe Dutchtown off to a little bit of a lazy start coming off the bye week, and now they're starting to wake up a little. So need this Jacket offense to answer. Got a lot of choices out there for options for guys to make big plays. We've had different players, about 5 different guys have big weeks for this Yellow Jacket offense. There's a lot of places we can go, and so let's find some of those guys to get it moving down the field again.
Will be first and 10 for Denham Springs. They will start this drive at their own 21-yard line. 48 seconds left here, opening quarter. Goldman, empty backfield, gets a snap. Quarterback keeper. He will get to the 25 and will turn around and be tackled shy of the 30, but a nice first down run right there by quarterback John Goldman.
Very good play there. Just a quarterback kind of ISO almost, as far as not with a lead blocker from a running back, but a guard pulling to kick out. We motioned the running back out the backfield to an empty set, and then we found room on the right side of the Jacket offensive line.
Clock running with 20 seconds. Here is second down. It will be Brenton Paul gets to the 35-yard line. It will be a first down for the Yellow Jackets, make it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Big Mike's delivers through Grubhub or DoorDash. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Should do it for first quarter action here.
I believe it will take it down. Yep. So a good first quarter for the Jackets, like being up 14-7 after one.
Denham Springs, as he said it, up 14-7 after the first quarter here from Yellow Jacket Stadium, and we are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Your local tree service in Denham Springs is Louisiana Tree Pro. Louisiana Tree Pro is a licensed and insured arborist. Louisiana Tree Pro is the only company in the parish that has a saw head, so they can remove trees by remote, making the job safer and more efficient. Louisiana Tree Pro specializes in emergency removal of trees on homes, and they're experienced with billing insurance companies. And Louisiana Tree Pro offers free quotes. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro. Visit treeprola.com.
Welcome back in Yellow Jackets football. The first quarter in the books. It is Denham Springs 14, Dutchtown 7. Brenton Paul, 2 rushing touchdowns on the night, brings him up to 8 total touchdowns on the season. It will be Goldman out of the shotgun on first down from his own 34-yard line. Speaking of, Brenton Paul yet again. Here is the carry, and he'll be tackled at the 39-yard line.
You know, I was looking coming to the game, how will we match up physically with Dutchtown? And so far, our offensive line has done a really good job of blocking the front 6 for Dutchtown, getting some positive yards rushing. They've stopped us once or twice for a 1 or 2 yard game, but we've popped off a couple 20-yard plus rushes. Right now, we're running the ball for 5 or 6 yards a play. This is the third rush, and we've picked up probably 19 yards on 3 plays just running the ball this drive.
On 2nd and 5 from their own 39, Goldman will fake the handoff, going to roll, looks to throw. He does, throws it downfield. He is looking for Trey Sills, going to be a little overthrown at the Dutchtown 35-yard line.
Similar play that we hit on our second drive, a bootleg. Trey Sills dragging from the backside of the field on a deep cross, was wide open earlier on the second drive. This time, Dutchtown was looking for him a little bit more, had a little bit better coverage.
Going to bring up third down now for the Yellow Jackets. Just underway here, second quarter action. Will be 3rd and 5. Ball will be at their own 39-yard line.
Had some routes open underneath on the first couple drives. Dutchtown's played pretty soft in coverage in some areas.
Trey Sills will go in motion. Goldman will get it out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff, looks to throw, looking for Sean. It is going to be incomplete, and they were looking for a flag there. And
we got a late flag. Got a very late flag. I wasn't a big fan of the go route down here on press coverage, one-on-one. So that's just a read by the quarterback and his brother, Sean, down here, that if he gets press coverage, he's going to try and beat him deep and get down the field. There was a little bit of jostling back and forth. It looked like there was going to be no call on the play, an incomplete pass, but a late flag from the center field judge came in. So move it up 15 yards, and the Jackets are now across midfield.
That's a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. It is happy hour 3 to 7 on weekdays and all day on Sunday. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
I was just going to say earlier, though, Dutchtown's been trying to back off a little bit and keep everything in front of them. Looks like we've got some spots for some little hitch routes, little 5-6 yard underneath routes.
First and 10 from the Dutchtown 46-yard line. Here's handoff to Brenton Paul. Paul will be tackled shy of the 40-yard line.
Good job by our senior right guard, Christian Ferguson, was leading around, guess he's the left guard, but he was leading around the right side, pulling, picking up a defensive end or a linebacker stepping up in the hole. Did a really good job. And as we mentioned, that's another 4-yard gain, maybe 4.5-yard gain on first down, running the football. If we're running the ball 4 or 5 yards a pop right there, that's looking really good for the rest of the night.
Second down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Dutchtown, 42-yard line. It is going to be Goldman, quarterback keeper, to the 40-yard line, and will be tackled at the Dutchtown 38. It'll be third and short now for Denham Springs. It'll be about 3rd and 2.
Yep, get a couple 4-yard runs, brings up a 3rd and short, and as we've mentioned before, this is probably 4-down territory, so the Yellow Jackets looking at 2 plays to get 2 yards.
I like those chances.
If you stick it in there and keep, maybe sometimes guys think, hey, the defense is going to be crouched up trying to stop us. Take a shot deep over the top, and if you don't get it, roll it on 4th and 2 and try and pick it up.
Pistol formation on 3rd and 2 from the 38-yard line. Here is going to be a first down for the Yellow Jackets. Was that Paul?
That was Brenton Paul. Good hard run on the inside. Yep. He was fighting through blockers. Not a big hole right there, but the Jacket offensive line did enough, and Brenton Paul squeezing through, getting those pads low, pushing the pile forward as he got hit, falling forward, picking up the yards needed for the first down.
That's a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down, children friendly with great food and locally owned by Big Mike O'Neill. Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. First down for the Yellow Jackets. It is at the 36-yard line of Dutchtown. 9:38 left here in this first half now. Coming up, it'll be the Whistle Stop halftime report, and we'll hear from the man himself, Brandon Rishu of the Whistle Stop and Smart Move Real Estate. Goldman, quarterback keeper. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. 15, 10, 5, and Goldman will bring it in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Really good play call right there, Coach Fournier. We got an extra blocker involved. Had a tight end on the left side. That's Carmichael, Preston Carmichael on the left. Hayden Ray was right there on the wing, but instead of handing it off to Brenton Paul led inside, picked up a block, and we could have Jean Goldman keep it so that Brenton Paul not handing it off to him, have him as a lead blocker, gave us numbers, and then Jean Goldman found the crease on the backside and accelerated through it and went the rest of the way for a touchdown.
Jonathan Bravo will come on to attempt the extra point. Here is a snap, the hold, the kick is right down the middle, and extra point is good. Denham Springs 21, Dutchtown 7, back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by BJ Pawn and Gun, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Liberty Auto Sales, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, and Quality Furniture Restoration. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. Denham Springs 21, Dutchtown 7. After this kickoff, we will get the Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive.
If somebody will look up, Martell Rogers is not back deep for Dutchtown, so maybe kick it deep and try and get some field position on this one. That's the guy we've been kind of scared of and trying to stay away from.
It will be Joseph Herrera to kick it off from the 40-yard line. Here is the kick. It is going to be caught by the first defender, and he'll have it at the Yellow Jacket 47-yard line. Be 1st and 10 for the Griffins, but it is time for the Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for Auto, Home, and Life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. Hit us, Mitch.
That was a 78-yard scoring drive. It took 3 minutes and 26 seconds off the clock. That was a Jean Goldman 36-yard touchdown run. With 9:22 left in the first quarter, the Yellow Jackets take a 21-7 lead over the Dutchtown Griffins.
That's your Bernie Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. All right, 1st and 10 for the Griffins now. They'll have decent starting position here at the Denham Springs 47.
More than decent. We're not trying to onside kick it, but he's got to squib it around the front line guys. The front guys on the front are just grabbing it, and they get the ball in plus territory after the kickoffs.
It will be Fletcher out of the shotgun. High snap, brings it down, hands it off to Carter Hedden, who will be stood up at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, great job right there. Debo Scott met him in the hole. Not much room right there for Hedden to try and run the football. First down run goes for no gain.
All right, so it brings up a quick 2nd and 10 now for Dutchtown. Clock running with 8:55 left here in this first half. Dutchtown kind of slowing it down a little bit here.
Might be trying to give their defense a little chance.
A little rest, right? Yeah.
Giving up 3 touchdowns and 4 drives.
It will be Fletcher out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side. Here is a snap. We'll hand it off. He is going to hand it off to Hayden Becknell, and Becknell will be stood up for about a 1-yard gain, but the run game just not really working right now for Dutchtown.
Senior inside linebacker Cedric Polk right there to meet him, as you said, about a half yard, maybe 1 yard. Give him 1 on the play, but Cedric Polk was filling the gap, and a big hit stopped him right in their tracks.
Makes it 3rd and 9 from the Yellow Jacket 46-yard line now for Dutchtown. Fletcher will work it from the pistol. Becknell is the long back. 2 receivers out to the far side again. Here is a snap. Will fake the handoff. Fletcher looking to throw. He is going to fire it, and is going to be an open receiver at the Denham Springs 25. He's at the 20, going to be brought down about the 10-yard line on the reception. For Dutchtown was Malik Shaheed.
That just probably shouldn't have happened. We had a zone coverage earlier. Jaden Washington was over the top, but he was staying deep and making sure not to get beat deep, and the quarterback just threw it short, kind of in a little hole. We didn't show great ball skills and a chance to break on the ball and knock it away. It's not that Dutchtown had us beat anywhere, but they just threw it in a spot, and our cornerback kept going deep and didn't stop and cut on the football.
1st and 10 for the Griffins. Dutchtown, the 11-yard line now. Fletcher will fake the handoff, keeps it himself. He is at the 10-yard line, and he will be pushed out of bounds, or be brought down, rather, by Cedric Polk. Looks like they'll say he probably stayed inbounds.
Yeah, Fletcher made a move on the cornerback, Quentin Clay, but as he cut inside, here comes Cedric Polk scraping down the line of scrimmage from his linebacker position and made a good tackle. But it was about a 3-yard gain there for Dutchtown. Man, a big 3rd down play for him. We had him at 3rd and 9, and like I said, we had looked like our coverage was in a good place. We just didn't break on the football.
It will be 2nd down and 7 now for Dutchtown. Ball is at the Denham Springs 8-yard line. Fletcher from the shotgun. Waits for the snap. He will get it. Will hand it off to Becknell. Becknell trying to go off the right side, and he is going to be brought down for no gain.
Got the 2 running backs for Dutchtown. Carter Hedden is a little bit bigger guy. We've seen him run through a tackle or 2 at points in this first half, but Hayden Becknell a little bit smaller, trying to find a little wiggle room, kind of hiding behind the big lineman and trying to squeeze through him, but Jacket defense did a good job, not really a gain at all on that play.
And Becknell checks out and goes to the bench as he is favoring the right leg, it looks like. Keep an eye on that.
Watch quarterback draw right here. Empty backfield.
It is Fletcher with the empty backfield on 3rd and 7 from the Yellow Jacket 8. Fletcher waits for the shotgun. He will send a man in motion. Tight end will line up to his right, and Fletcher will keep it himself. He's going to be brought down right around the Denham Springs 5. It'll be 4th down for the Griffins. So see if they try to tack a few points on here.
Caden Allen with a good stop right there, but they picked up 2. It's going to bring up 4th and 4. Is that 4th and 3? Maybe
4th and 4, yeah.
4th and 4
right at the 5.
They felt like this was a 2-down territory, so they ran it on 3rd down, trying to get it closer. Now going to take a shot on 4th down. Big play in the game right here.
Yep, with 5:35 left here in this first half. It is 4th and 4 ball at the Denham Springs 5-yard line for Dutchtown. Yellow Jackets will call a timeout. They want to take their first of the half. We will take it with them as well. And we are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used, used, car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, I'll get around to it someday, Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
4th and 4 for Dutchtown. It is going to be from the Yellow Jacket 5-yard line. Denham Springs calls their first timeout of the half.
Did a good job on the hard count. Nobody jumped.
Fletcher will wait for the snap. Does a hard count again.
All right. Maybe
looks like Dutchtown may take a timeout.
Yep. Good job, defensive front right there.
All right, so Dutchtown will take their first timeout of the half, and we'll just keep it right here in mid, just kind of get everything caught up here.
A little strategy.
But, I mean, very exciting first quarter right there for the Yellow Jackets. I mean, they finished at 14-7 with that lead there, and then as we go into the second quarter, they pop off another score. What was it? 36-yard touchdown run by Goldman. Extra point was good there. So with 9:22 left in the half, Yellow Jackets extend their lead 21-7. And we talked about just keeping this offense rolling, and it has not let its foot off the gas yet.
It hasn't. The Jackets haven't had really short fields. We recovered the one onside kick, but still, we've been driving the ball, and so putting up 21 points already, Dutchtown down 14 feels like this is a big spot in the game. They need to try and get 7. They're not playing for 3, so they are bringing out the field goal unit. So good job by the defense to force a field goal attempt. We got to watch for the fakes.
Yep, be a 22-yard attempt here by Oakley Rudson. Ball is on the right hash. Here's a snap, the hold, and it is going to be good. 22-yard field goal is good, and it is Denham Springs 21, Dutchtown 10, and we are back after this timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
You are our first priority at Innovative Audio. Innovative Audio offers the very best selection of mobile audio and video, window tint, and vehicle security. Innovative Audio's installation and tinting is the finest in the industry. And Innovative Audio's work comes with lifetime warranties on all audio, video, and tint installations. Most importantly, Innovative Audio specializes in serving you. You are our first priority at Innovative Audio, 1400 South Range, Denham Springs. Visit us on Facebook.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. It is 22-yard field goal by Oakley Rudson is good.
We'll chalk that up to a win for the Jacket defense. Dutchtown did a great job on 3rd and 9, hit a big play, got down in the Jacket red zone, but held them tight right there, forced the field goal. The way the offense has looked, I mean, I don't expect us to score every time we have the ball, but it does look like we're going to have some success running the football tonight. The more we run it, the more the passing game is going to open up as well, and so if we keep holding them to 3 and we keep putting up 7, the math's going to work out for the Jackets tonight.
Yes, absolutely. It is going to be Rudson to kick it off for Dutchtown now, and it will be Trey Sills and Tanner Kerner back to receive for Denham Springs.
That short field, remember, we're trying to squib kick it, get it by the front row, but they're snagging it and getting the ball at midfield. If they'd had to work from the 30, they might not have been in field goal range there.
Here is the kickoff. It will hit at the 5-yard line, and it is going to roll out of bounds, but it touched Denham Springs first, so it will be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They're going to be pinned back at their own 8-yard line.
Think about the difference. We've given them 2 possessions in a row on the plus side of midfield after a squib kick turned onside kick, and now they're kicking it to us, and we batted out of bounds, wasn't able to grab it, and starting at our own 8-yard line. But the big plays have been there for the Jackets. It hasn't been steady 4-yard play all the way down the field. It's been a 4-yard play, a 6-yard play, and then boom, a 30-yard play. Let's keep that going.
Yep, so we will see this offense march out onto the field for Denham Springs. Only 1 punt on the night so far for Denham, right?
Dutchtown punted once.
Well, no, I'm sorry, we've only had to punt once. I mean, I'm sorry, we haven't punted.
We went for it on 4th down.
That's right, we went for that's what it was. It'll be Goldman out of the shotgun. Here is a snap. Fakes the handoff. We'll get it to Hayden Ray on the RPO. He gets to the 20-yard line, fights for extra yards as he will get to the Dutchtown 23-yard line, and that is a first down for Denham Springs. That's a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Jackets first down. Check out the Denham Springs Sports Hall of Fame at Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill.
That's just tough to stop. Hayden Ray's been sitting on that wing and blocking for a whole drive, and now all of a sudden on the first down of this drive, he leaks up the field. Nobody's there to pick him up. Jean Goldman floats it right there to it, and picks up a nice gain to get us out of a hole. Started on 8-yard line. Now we've moved it out a little bit.
From their own 23-yard line now will be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman will fake the handoff, looking to throw again. He is looking for Sean, and it is going to be incomplete.
There's going to be interference on that one. Yeah.
Late flag come in on this one. So
yeah,
I hope
think
the
I saw
referee
that
from
one a little
last
more.
week.
Just from my angle here in the press box, the defender had both arms around shoulder pads of Sean Goldman on that one. The deep ball, could have been a 50-50 call whether the ref wanted to call it or not. That one I thought was pretty obvious. Looked like pass interference.
I was looking for I was trying to say Tommy Two Flags may have had to take the week off because
just seeing one flag on the turf right now. But yeah, Tommy Two Flags is resting his arm.
Thank you, Travis, for that gold piece. Going to be a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Jackets first down with that penalty. It is 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets, but book your Christmas party now at Big Mike's. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets, their own 38-yard line. Pick the handoff to Goldman. Goldman will now have Sean. Sean is going to be across midfield and will get to the Dutchtown 46-yard line. Another first down for Denham Springs. Make that another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Jackets first down. Cater your next party at Big Mike's with Big Mike's catering menu. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
And what do you do if you're the Dutchtown defense? The last drive, the Jackets been a heavy dose running the football. And now this drive on 3 straight plays, play action or RPO look and hitting the passes right there. The corner had to stay off so he didn't grab Sean Goldman and hold him. So that gave the room for Sean Goldman to get open and catch the pass.
1st and 10 from the Dutchtown 46-yard line. Goldman fakes the handoff. Will look to throw it again, and it is going to be incomplete this time. Intended receiver was Brenton Paul, and if he hits Brenton Paul there, it could be another Brenton Paul touchdown.
Brenton Paul had a step on him, and Jean tried to hold it just to when he cleared the cornerback and fit it in before he got to the safety. Looked like he fit it in there, and Brenton Paul wasn't able to hold on to it, but he had gotten behind the cornerback and probably had a step on the safety as well.
All right, we'll be 2nd down now for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd and 10. Goldman will hand it off in the backfield. That is going to be Tanner Kerner, and he'll be to the Dutchtown 45-yard line, so it'll be a 1-yard pickup by Kerner.
So a big 3rd down right here. Now, last time on 4th down, we didn't get to talk about it because of commercial breaks and all, but I thought Jean Goldman had his brother Sean open, and he just kind of waited a step longer, kind of waiting for him to turn around and look for the ball. You know where he's going. Go ahead and get rid of it. I think we make it have a similar route right here, a nice curl route while the defenders are dropping deep off the field. Better time, and I think we might can execute it.
3rd and 9 from the Dutchtown 45-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman fakes the handoff, looks to throw. He does. It is going to be incomplete. Intended receiver.
Oh, we got it.
Did he catch it? Okay, so it went off of Brenton Paul, stayed in the air. Great focus right there by Brenton Paul to bring that one in.
Bounced up in the air, and then as he was laying on the ground, the ball fell down into his lap, and he grabbed it. Not enough for a 1st down, but it's going to get us 4th and 1, and we're for sure going to go for it right here. So a good break there for the Jackets as a deflected ball did not deflect away from the receiver. It deflected into the receiver, Brenton Paul, who was laying on the ground by that point, and he gathered it in.
Yellow Jackets with 2 timeouts left in the half. Dutchtown with 2 as well. Play clock under 10 seconds now on 4th and short from the Dutchtown 37-yard line. Goldman going to keep it himself, and he has a 1st down and more as he gets to the Dutchtown 30, the 25, still on his feet at the 20-yard line. John Goldman with a quarterback keeper moves the sticks, puts the Yellow Jackets in good position, make that a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. Jackets 1st down. Live music on weekends, trivia monthly, and line dancing on Wednesday nights. That's Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
Give that offensive line, Darren Alamaw, sophomore guard, Bryson McCabe, your junior center, and Christian Ferguson, your right guard. They created a lot of movement up front to pick up the 1st down, and then Jean Goldman, the quarterback, running through 2 tackles to make it even bigger gain.
From the Dutchtown 19-yard line now, it is Goldman, pistol formation, fakes the handoff to Brenton Paul, rolls, looks to throw, has Hayden Ray. Ray is going to get away from one tackler, and he will be brought down around the 15-yard line. Looks like they're going to put him at the Dutchtown 16.
Oh, we got a flag on the field. So, all right,
Maybe
first
holding.
one against the Jackets tonight, right? Holding call.
That's pretty clean so far.
Yeah, pretty clean. I think we had we jumped on defense one time, but we hadn't had any calls like this, a holding or interference. So we're going to back us up. We're going to have to work to get ourselves back into scoring position. 2:23 left in the half, so we'd love to. We worked it down the field to get near the red zone, at least get 3 points out of this if we could. But this is the difference in them taking a kickoff at the 50 in one big play, and they're right by the end zone, whereas we start at the 8. We've had to bring it a long way down the field and still have some work left to go.
It will be 1st and 15 now. Excuse me, 1st and 20. Here is Goldman. Pressure is coming. He rolls. He will get it to Hayden Ray. Ray is going to be at the Dutchtown 20-yard line and continues to try to barrel it for more positive yards. Gets inside the 22, about the 16-yard line.
I was thinking, and I think I could hear the crowd through the window here. Everybody wanted Jean to run the ball. He had a little bit of room, but he was just patient and waited for Hayden Ray to get a step ahead of the Dutchtown defender, flipped it ahead of him, and let him go run through the Dutchtown defensive secondary. That was an 11-yard gain to pick up 11 yards on 1st and 20. So now the Jackets are back in position at 2nd and 9.
Oh, 2nd and 11. No, yeah, you're right. 2nd and 9. Sorry, I was
looking on the wrong side of the
I was
down
on the
marker.
wrong side of the down marker. 2nd and 9. It is going to be Hayden Ray. He's at the 10-yard line. Spins around. Ball comes out, and I believe Dutchtown recovered it. No, we got it. Okay. Whew.
Oh, well, that was great hustle right there by the offensive lineman.
Well, that's a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Let me go ahead and get that for you. That is happy hour 3 to 7 weekdays and all day on Sunday. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. So ball does come out.
That's Max Arce, number 71. He's in at left guard right now, and he was hustling downfield, following the play after the throw to Hayden Ray, and he's the one that recovered the fumble. So a great job by Max Arce.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line now for the Yellow Jackets. Here is Tanner Kerner at the 5, spins around, fighting towards the goal line, and he is going to be stopped just short. Looks like they're going to have him at the 1.
I'll tell you what, I don't ever try to look at this per se to milk clock, but this has worked out just about perfect that we are now under 45 seconds left, that the Jackets can cap it off with 6 points.
Here is Tanner Kerner. He'll lose a yard or 2 on that carry, and looks like Yellow Jackets will probably have to use a timeout here.
Yep, they had a defender got there quickly in the backfield right there.
Coach Beard
Drew Price, the defensive tackle for Dutchtown, beat his man and got to the backfield very quickly. Coach Beard's probably going to let the clock roll down about 20, 15 seconds left. Just milking that. We only got 2 plays left here anyway, so.
Timeout called. Yellow Jackets will take their second of the half. We will take it with them as well. 20 seconds left here in the half. Denham Springs 21, Dutchtown 10. Back after this, it's Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
As we welcome back into Yellow Jackets football, we come to you on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe. Share it out with your family and friends. Keeps you up to date on all things that we are doing here at DS Jacket Vision. It's always on Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com as well. It is 20 seconds left here in the half. It is 3rd and goal for Denham Springs. Ball is at the 3-yard line.
It's going to be tight fitting down here. Dutchtown's going to have a lot of guys jammed in there tight. Maybe a little quick pass behind the line of scrimmage to Hayden Ray might get him on the edge. Either that or I like a quarterback run with Jean Goldman trying to get behind those blockers.
And here we go. 3rd and goal from the 3. Goldman will get the snap, looks to throw. He throws it towards the end zone, and it is going to be caught for a touchdown. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Goldman to Goldman. Yellow Jackets extend the lead.
Well, I wasn't thinking that one, but when you have twin brothers that know exactly what the other one is thinking, they'll run a nice comeback route. Sean Goldman looked like he's going to run a fade on the right corner of the end zone. Then he got about 5 yards deep, planted his foot, came back downhill. Jean was throwing it right as he was making his cut, put it right on the numbers, and great execution on that play. And the Yellow Jackets with a huge drive to take a bigger lead.
Well, Bravo will come on to attempt the extra point. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick. It is through the uprights. Extra point is good. Yellow Jackets 28, Dutchtown 10, and we are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
As we bring you back into Yellow Jackets football, Denham Springs 28, Dutchtown 10. That is going to be another Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for Auto, Home, and Life. It is Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Janet Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. What do you got, Mitch?
A 92-yard scoring drive for the Yellow Jackets. It took 3 minutes, 11 seconds off the clock, and a 3-yard touchdown pass from Sean Goldman to his twin brother, Sean Goldman. With 16 seconds left in the first half, the Yellow Jackets take a 28-10 lead.
Here is Herrera. He will put some air under this one. It is end over end. Hits at the 20-yard line, picked up at the 15. On the return, we'll only get to the 23-yard line, and that will be first down for the Griffins with 12 seconds left here. So see what Dutchtown does. Do they just try to get this thing to the half and start to regroup? Coming up for the Whistle Stop halftime report, it will be Brandon Rishu, new owner of Whistle Stop and Smart Move Real Estate, joining John. So stick around for that.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're going to throw some kind of Hail Mary here with just 12 seconds left at their own 23. Maybe just a simple run play, hoping to bust something big and get a lucky break with that. But great job on the kickoff coverage. We got away from the squeak kick, and Herrera went ahead and kicked the sky kick down the right side, and the jacket coverage team did exactly what we wanted, pinned Dutchtown back at their own 23-yard line.
It will be Fletcher out of the shotgun on first down. Here is a snap. He is going to hand it off in the backfield to Hedden. Hedden coming to the near side, gets to the 30, and we brought down shy of the 35-yard line. Looks like it may be just enough for a first down, but that will run the clock down to 000, and that will do it for first half action. And it is Denham Springs 28, Dutchtown 10. That sends us to the Whistle Stop halftime report, brought to you by the Whistle Stop, with the same great French cuisine and coffee and fast, friendly service, but now locally owned and operated by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. That is the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs. And we are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Like it was never there, Louisiana Tree Pro is your tree care specialist, expertly handling tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and storm cleanup with 24-hour emergency tree removal. And Louisiana Tree Pro does it the right way with properly licensed and insured professionals who will get the job done quickly and safely with a quality result. Their goal at Louisiana Tree Pro is to leave your property better than they found it. That's why their motto is, like it was never there. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro.
You already know that State Farm agent Brandy Robertson offers great service, but what you probably didn't know is that State Farm also has surprisingly great rates on auto insurance. In fact, customers call them jaw-dropping. And the surprise isn't reserved for just some. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson has surprisingly great rates for everyone in Denham Springs. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Just be sitting down when you do. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Did you know that you no longer need a doctor's order to attend physical therapy in the state of Louisiana? This is Ben Wilson from Peak Performance Physical Therapy, reminding you that if you have an injury, nagging pain, or if you want to simply improve your overall health and well-being, come see us at Peak Performance. Gladly serving the fine people of Livingston Parish for over 20 years, now with 3 locations including Denham Springs, Watson, and Maurepas. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Forest Grove Plantation, Liberty Auto Sales, Shea Landry Closing Attorney, Milestone Title, Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, and Duke Seafood and Steakhouse. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs with locations in Hammond and Amite.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op. Your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. DIMCO, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
It is the Whistle Stop Cafe halftime report. Denham Springs leading Dutchtown 28-10. I'm John Fine, producer of Yellow Jackets football. Right now, we are joined by one of the incredible young men in the Denham Springs area. He is Brandon Rishu.
Thanks,
Brandon,
John.
Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Now, you're a former Jacket standout football player, owner of Smart Move Real Estate, owner of the Whistle Stop Cafe, pastor at your church, but your biggest accomplishment is you're helping raise 3 terrific young people, and 2 of them are watching you right now.
100%, that's right. Max and Lucas, it's almost time to go to bed, so make sure when Mom says to go to bed, but love you boys and glad you're watching.
All right, there you go. Now, are they both future Jackets?
I think so, Mr. John.
Outstanding.
Lucas has a lot of natural form tackling skill. Max played quarterback on the flag football team this year. He's a decision maker and leader out there, so a lot of potential there. We'll see.
Talk about your career playing football at Denham Springs High School, where you were there late aughts to 2012. Is that right? Does that sound about right?
2000. The 2007, 8, 9, and then up into 10.
Okay.
And so, it was an incredible transition period for Denham at that time. Drew Nettles was here, and I'll never forget outside the old field house, or what will be the old field house, as a freshman, Coach Nettles pulling me and a couple other guys and say, hey, if we end up making the playoffs, you're going to travel with us. That was right on the edge of I think we ended up that year as the 33rd team, and so
Right.
we missed out by one spot to get into the playoffs. And then sophomore year had a little bit of a challenging year, but then that's when things started to turn around out here. Coach Nettles got everything turned back around, and we went. It was either 7-3 or 8-2 our junior year, and then 8-2 our senior year as well, with some playoff appearances, and that hadn't happened in a while. So
It had
good
not.
times.
Yeah, it was a big turnaround.
Mhm.
Talk a little bit about the Jackets under Coach Nettles and what he and Coach Mark Carroll meant to you.
Oh, man. 2 guys that definitely meant a ton to me, not only just on the football field, but obviously the conversations and the leadership and the lessons learned just through playing football. I'll never forget times like football camp at Percy Quinn doing, I think people talked about 3 a days, but I think we did 4 and 5 a day practices. But things that you would just never trade for anything. Just the best memories, good times, and of course, just the brotherhood with the guys you play with is you just would never trade that for the world.
Who are some of your teammates that you keep in touch with?
Keep in touch with a good bit of them, and that's what I love about this community. Even if it's somebody that you don't get to see for years, but you can reminisce on old times, and even just coming back to a game like this and getting to hang out with guys that you played with. And then, how life goes, the dynamics of people maybe that weren't even your best friends on the football team, but then years later, they're you played football together, but relationships change, friendships change, and still get to hang out with a lot of the guys that we just went to school with and shared all these memories together.
Well, your buddy Jonathan Zachary got some airtime as when we had Denham Springs High School Athletic Hall of Famer Josh Lewis on the program.
That's it.
He was mentioning that his snapper was Jonathan Zachary on, I think, the 47 and 57-yard field goals that he made.
Exactly right. Look, we know football is a team sport, and Josh may get the credit for those long kicks, but without the protection, without the snap, without everything else being perfect, man, it takes all of them. And Jonathan is certainly proud of that, and he should be. And that's one of my best friends.
What life lessons did you learn that's made you as successful as you are right now? You're very humble, so you're not going to admit to that. But what life lessons do you think you brought on to your professional career from playing high school football at Denham Springs High School?
Well, I think, one of the things that has taught me the most is that, being a part of something bigger than yourself pulls the best out of you. And so anytime you're attached to a team of people who love each other, like that brotherhood that we had in the locker room, it didn't matter what it took. We were all fighting for something bigger than ourselves. It was for the whole team, not just individual accolades. It allowed us to accomplish our best. And so I think in life in general, team has always been super important to me. It's important to me, in my family. It's important to me at church. It's important to me, growing a business at the Whistle Stop. And it's been the same for a real estate brokerage, is that just that culture really trumps everything. Culture and togetherness and teamwork is more important than talent, more important than a lot of other skills. That can take you a long way.
Now, the program went a little bit down after Coach Nettles had left, and there was some adversity in the last couple of years of his tenure at Denham Springs High School. Talk about what Brett Beard has done in getting it back.
It's been awesome to get to know Brett from a few different conversations and things like that. One of my good friends, Coach Ryan, Joe Ryan, we call him Tex, back when he played fullback for us. But our sons were on the same flag football team. And I got to spend some time with Coach Beard at his boys, at Coach Ryan's son's birthday party, and just to talk about what Denham and the community means to Coach Beard as well. And you can see it in every aspect of the program and what he runs. And I think it's just a commitment to excellence in all of it. That, he's not going to put up with some things that other people will just because of talent or all those different things. It's all about culture. It's all about team. It's all about the community. And you can see that he cares, for these students, for this community. And it's coming out in the product on the field.
Well, second straight halftime report, Whistle Stop halftime report, I should say, where Joe Ryan gets plugged. Last week we had Deanne Hicks of Sporting Center on, and while she was plugging the Whistle Stop, although she didn't mention a Smart Move Real Estate,
okay.
But we'll still be favorable towards her. Cool. But she said that Coach Ryan was one of her favorite people and doing an awesome job with the Denham Springs powerlifting group. So that's really terrific.
100%. Yeah, Joe is an incredible guy. So much so, I just let his boy Patrick is on my flag football team where I get to coach him. It's just a little pressure seeing Coach Ryan on the sidelines. I'm hoping I'm doing an okay job with the flag football team, but he lives and breathes Denham, and I think it's unique too to on the football sideline to have somebody who came here. He was right there with us through those same years and have all those experiences. So it means more to him, and you can see it in everything he does. He gives a lot back to the school and to this community, and he's great to have.
Now, you don't have enough to do. Can we see you being a full-time coach sometime?
I don't know, John. You never know what the Lord's got in the cards. Right now, I couldn't imagine it, but it would be something that I would absolutely love. That's a fact.
Okay, let's break it down, all your different ventures. Smart Move Real Estate. Talk about that.
So Smart Real Estate's a company that we started, it's 12 years ago now. So my dad had been in commercial finance for many years and then started the residential real estate brokerage. And now we've grown it to where we've got 20 agents. Everybody knows a real estate agent, but we try and pride ourselves on Smart Move and that actually having something behind that name,
Whistle Stop Cafe. How'd you get into that?
Oh, my goodness, man. We couldn't have been more blessed to have that really fall in our lap. Miss Chris made that what it is, and we got to, paint the building, kind of change some things up and whatnot, but it's the same old Whistle Stop that we've come to love. It's another part of just how much we love this community and being a part of it, and to be able to own that and have a piece of it, we're not going anywhere, and we just love to be able to be a little bit deeper into our community.
Pastor at your church.
Abundant Life Church, the Dome by Walmart. Again, that's where I met my wife. It's where so much of my life has gone on. And again, so much of this community and so much of just God's blessings have just been poured out through that church and for our life. And so thankful for that church community.
Something that I want to listen to and I can learn from you. How in the world do you have time management applied to your life, in addition to being a great husband and a great father as well?
Well, two things that I'd probably say to that. Number one, I'm always trying to be selfish with my morning so I can be selfless with the rest of my day. Is that you can't pour out of an empty cup, right? So try to get filled up in the morning. And the rest of it is I got to know that I can't do it all the time. That sometimes, Courtney and I, my wife, we got to be under understanding of, hey, we just launched a new business. That's going to take a little bit more of me for right now. But then there's seasons where, we're going to go on a date night every weekend and focus on those things. So it's all about just prioritizing, focusing on the important things, and not taking anything for granted. Because if you take it for granted, that's the easiest way to lose something.
All right, Brandon, second half. If you're Coach Beard, what do you think you're telling your kids? Up 28-10.
Man, keep the pedal to the metal. It's just I've seen it, and I've seen the growth already with this team. I love what Brenton Paul's doing. I love what the offense is doing. And the defense is just scrappy. They stay after it. So it's just to keep the pedal to the metal, keep the intensity up. It's 0-0. Forget about the scoreboard and just continue to go to work.
I bet you would have liked to play on this field, huh?
Oh, John, it's hard to, it is something I'm so proud of, but, man, it'd be great.
Brandon, you're one of my heroes. If I ever grow up, I want to be just like you.
You're my hype man, John. Thank you.
He is Brandon Rishu, Smart Move Real Estate, Whistle Stop Cafe. Name of your church again?
Abundant Life.
Abundant Life Church. The father of 3 beautiful kids, and the 2 that are watching, another shout-out to
Max and Lucas. Go to
okay,
bed.
there you go. And it is the Whistle Stop Cafe halftime report. Jackets up 28-10 over Dutchtown. I'm John Fine. It'll be Josh and Mitch when we return after this pause on Yellow Jackets football. Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by You Safe and Lock, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Coconut Willie's Daiquiris, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, Sport Clips, and Safe Voyage Tattoo. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses. The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Abear, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Shay Landry, closing attorney, Milestone Title, Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground of Denham Springs, Brian Ross, owner, OK Computers and Auto Sales, Quality Furniture Restoration, and Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
As we do bring you back in to the Whistle Stop Halftime Report, Josh Ward now joined again by Mitch Covington. Awesome to have Brandon Rishu come in from Whistle Stop Cafe and all the things you heard there. Thanks for them for stopping in. Always good to hear from our sponsors, and they're enjoying what we're doing here at DS Jacket Vision. As always, make sure you give it a like and subscribe there. Certainly appreciate it. And Mitch, as we kind of look at this first half of how that went for the Yellow Jackets, it was right off the bat, Brenton Paul, 12-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good. Denham Springs up 7-0 with 9:38 left in the first quarter. Then Yellow Jackets on the turnover on the kickoff by Dutchtown. They go down. Brenton Paul, 7-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good by Bravo. And just like that, with 8:58 left in the first quarter, it's Denham Springs 14-0 over Dutchtown. And then it would be Dutchtown would get on the board late in the first quarter. It would be 55 seconds left in that first quarter, and it was a touchdown to Martell Rogers. Extra point was good in that one, so it was 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, Yellow Jackets get it going right off the bat into that one. It is John Goldman with a 36-yard touchdown keeper. Extra point was good, and with 9:22 left in the second quarter, it was 21-7. Then Dutchtown would get a 22-yard field goal with 5:29 left in the quarter, and that was get them to 10. So it was 21-10 at that time. And then Goldman with a touchdown. It was Goldman to Goldman, 3-yard touchdown pass. Kind of caught us off guard there on that one. The extra point was good by Bravo. And with 16 seconds left in the half, it was Denham Springs 28-10, and that's how we would get to the half.
But more importantly, caught Dutchtown off guard as well. So a 3-yard nice touchdown pass, not even really play action, just straight up one-on-one route with Sean Goldman beating his man in the end zone and Jean putting it right on the numbers. Just a great play, great execution for the Jackets to take that lead. And so as you were going through that, the play charts, I mean, the Jackets had 5 possessions in the first half, scored touchdowns on 4 of them. Dutchtown only had 3. We stole one, remember, with the squib kick that Dutchtown tried to grab on the front line and missed it, and we recovered the ball, so we stole a possession. They only had 3 possessions that first half. They did have a touchdown and a field goal and 1 punt, but when they've only got 10 points right there, and then the Jackets have 4 touchdowns out of 5 drives, sets up for a tough second half for Dutchtown, but a whole half is left. They've got time to do it. I remember just a few years ago, the Jackets were down 18 points start the fourth quarter.
That's right.
And came back and win. That was the biggest fourth quarter comeback, I believe, for the Yellow Jackets.
And they were playing that game at Live Oak because the stadium was still being built.
When this field was being built. And so, you know, now's not the time to start celebrating and getting ready for homecoming. We got another half of football to play, 24 minutes left. The Jackets need to come out with a defensive stand here starting out. Want to get good kickoff coverage here on this kickoff. Make sure we don't give them the ball at midfield, make them work themselves down the field, and then need a good defensive stand to open up this half.
All right, we will take our final timeout here. When we come back, we will have you ready for second half action. It is Denham Springs 28, Dutchtown 10, homecoming night here at Yellow Jacket Stadium. We're back with more after this on the Whistle Stop Halftime Report.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as a news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, the Law Office of Ivy L. Graham, Family Specialist, and Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, Your Plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
Welcome back in, Yellow Jackets football. That will do it for the Whistle Stop halftime report, brought to you by the Whistle Stop, with the same great French cuisine and coffee and a fast, friendly service, but now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. That is the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs. Herrera has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Squibb kick right up the middle. We field it by Dutchtown at the 20 to the 25, stays on his feet at the 30, finds a little burst, gets to the 35, spinning around and be tackled shy of the 40-yard line, but decent starting position right there on Dutchtown. That was not a bad return.
And that's who we're trying to keep it away from, Martell Rogers. And good squib kick that time, bounced around a little bit. Looked like we had some defenders there to stop Martell at about the 25-yard line, but he made one or two guys miss and kept working his way up the field, got all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Yep, looks like it's going to be, looks like put him at the 39 officially. Dutchtown will have it 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line, just getting underway here. Second half action from Yellow Jacket Stadium, 28-10. Yellow Jackets with the lead over Dutchtown. It will be Fletcher out of the shotgun. Gets the snap, drops back, looks to throw. Pressure is coming. He steps up, and he's going to be brought down for about a 1-yard gain as he gets right to about the 40-yard line. So on a busted play, about all Fletcher could do there.
Yeah, drop back pass. The jacket coverage was pretty good. We mentioned before the game that Fletcher, if he doesn't like his first look, he's probably going to try and take off. But Devin Mack was right there to make a stop.
Brings up 2nd down and 9. The ball is at their own 40-yard line for Dutchtown. Fletcher from the shotgun has 3 receivers to the near sideline, 1 out to the far. Here is the snap. Pressure is coming. He's going to throw it. Has his receiver. That's Messina. Messina will get across the 40, be tackled at his own 42-yard line.
Wide receiver screen there, but Cedric Polk on the inside. Then Devitt Cupid, after rushing the quarterback, turned around and came back to help assist on that tackle right there. So bringing up a 3rd and 7 on this opening drive of the second half.
3rd down for Dutchtown. See what they will roll out here as Fletcher will be out of the shotgun. Has a 4-receiver set with 2 to either side. It is Carter Hedden in the backfield with him. Hedden lined up to Fletcher's right. Will get the snap. Drops back. Fires it downfield. It is going to be incomplete at the Denham Springs 20-yard line. Intended receiver was Caden Messina, but you hear Mitch grunts there. It will be flags coming out, so got to fear that one might be against us.
Quentin Clay did a great job of reaching in with his right arm and breaking the pass up, and I'm not sure where the flag came in. It couldn't have been on Quentin Clay, I don't believe. Now, we had another defender there chasing. Perhaps the other defender maybe had some hands where it wasn't, but it couldn't have been on 18, Quentin Clay. He did a great job of breaking on the football and going and knocking it loose. Dutchtown thinks they're in the NFL. They ran down there where the interference was, but it's not where the interference at. NFL, you get a 40-yard penalty, but in high school, it's only 15 yards.
But it is enough for a Dutchtown 1st down as they will get into Yellow Jacket territory with that. It will be 1st and 10 at the Denham Springs 43-yard line. Fletcher from the shotgun. Waits for the snap. Gets lined up. Gets set. Here is a snap. We'll hand it off to Hedden. Hedden coming to the near sideline. He's at the Denham Springs 40. Spins around at the 35 and will be tackled inside the 35 as they will put him at the Denham Springs 33-yard line.
He squeezed through a small hole. There wasn't a big opening in that Jacket defensive front. Caden Allen was trying to fit up in there real tight and help make a stop, but Hedden did a great job of just getting narrow and got right through a small window and then popped off a 10-yard run to go with it.
Gets to the 33-yard line. That's enough for a new set of downs for the Griffins. It'll be 1st and 10. Fletcher from the shotgun. Waits for the snap. He will get it. Hands it off to Hedden. Hedden now going off the right side, and he is going to be stopped for about a 1-yard gain.
Good job by the Jacket defense there. as we mentioned, that the Dutchtown has not been able to open up a lot of big holes in the Yellow Jacket defensive front. We've had a few tackles for losses, and that last play hadn't squeezed through a very small gap, but made his way through. But for the most part, the Jacket defensive front has held up tonight.
Makes it 2nd down and 9 for the Griffins. Denham Springs 33-yard line. Fletcher from the shotgun will get the snap. Fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself. Tucks it, he's at the 30 and going out of bounds around the Yellow Jacket 25-yard line on the far sideline. And we'll see where they said he stepped out officially.
Well, that time, Dutchtown offensive line got the better of the Jacket defensive front. They found a nice counter play up going to the right side of the Dutchtown offense. Angel Morrow, the safety, had to come up the field to make the tackle, but that was after an 8-yard run for the quarterback, Owen Fletcher.
Denham Springs 28, Dutchtown 10. Griffins opening drive of this second half. They have it 3rd and 2 now at the Yellow Jacket 26-yard line. 24-yard line. Fletcher will check the sideline. There's 2 receivers to the near side, 1 out to the far. Here is the snap. We'll hand it off to Hedden. Hedden goes straight forward, and he will get to the Yellow Jacket 20-yard line. It will be a first down for Dutchtown.
That was a good, powerful run there by Dutchtown. They needed 1 yard and picked up about 5, running right through the middle of the Jacket defense. And a good-looking play there to pick up the first down. But now Dutchtown in the red zone, so Jacket defense needs to stiffen up.
Dutchtown in the red zone, but seeing some patience here by Dutchtown. They're not trying to come out here and get it all back at once. 1st and 10 for the Griffins. Ball at the Yellow Jacket 19-yard line. Fletcher from the shotgun. Waits for the snap. Sends a man in motion. That is Messina. That is Hedden that he sends into motion. And Fletcher will keep it himself, and he will get to the Yellow Jacket 16, maybe 17-yard line.
Very similar play to the one they just got 9 yards on, but Debo Scott, your senior defensive end, read it pretty quickly, got in the back. Excuse me.
Nope, that's all right.
But got in the backfield and was able to get around Fletcher's legs before he could really get going upfield. So good job by Debo Scott to help him break that play up.
8:10 left here. 3rd quarter action from Yellow Jacket Stadium on homecoming night. It is Denham Springs 28, Dutchtown 10. It is 2nd and 8 from the 18-yard line of Denham Springs. Here is Fletcher taking a shot towards the end zone, and it is going to be caught for the touchdown. Touchdown Griffins. That is Derek Walker-Weiss on the reception.
That was a depressive catch by Derek Walker-Weiss. When that ball was thrown, I kind of relaxed. I thought, no way he's going to get to that. That ball was thrown, I thought, well to the back of the end zone, and Walker-Weiss had a long way to go to get to that one. And not only did he get there, but then he hauled it in and made the catch. So a very impressive job by Derek Walker-Weiss on that play.
Extra point coming up now for the Griffins. It is Oakley Rudson. Here is a snap, the hold, the kick, and it is through the uprights. Extra point is good. 7:55 left here in the 3rd quarter. Dutchtown gets on the board first in the second half. It is 28-17. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
Where can you get good neighbor service and surprisingly great insurance rates? At State Farm. Because State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is your one-stop shop in Denham Springs for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop looking around. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson is ready to help. Visit betterwithbrandy.net for your surprisingly great rates today. Brandy Robertson, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Welcome back in Yellow Jackets football. It is Dutchtown 17. They trail Yellow Jackets 17-28, but they come out on the opening drive of the second half and march it down the field and punch it in for a touchdown to Derek Walker-Weiss. Extra point good. Gets us to 28-17 with 7:55 left here in this 3rd quarter. Rudson will kick it off. Tanner Kerner will pick it up about the 8-yard line. Gets to the 15, now at the 20, the 25, 30. Trying to find some space as he was going to the far sideline. He is not going to get it, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for Denham Springs. They will have him at his own 32-yard line.
Right now, the difference in the game, both offenses have scored all but one time, but one of those possessions, the Jacket defense did hold Dutchtown to a field goal, and then we stole the possession when they mishandled the squib kick early on in the game. So that's the difference at the moment. Dutchtown answered at halftime, coming out the second half and scored a touchdown to get the game back a little bit closer than it was at the break. Now it's time for the Yellow Jacket offense to see what they're going to do coming out to start the second half.
Keep this offense rolling. It will be 1st and 10, Denham Springs from their own 32-yard line. It will be Goldman, pistol formation, hands it off to Brenton Paul. Paul comes to the near side, gets to the 40-yard line, will get to his own 41-yard line. That is a nice first down run right there by Brenton Paul.
Good job by your tight end, Preston Carmichael, and then Hayden Ray sitting right there on the edge. Those are the two guys on the right side sealing the end for Brenton Paul to be able to find running room on the outside and pick up a very nice first down run.
It will be 2nd down now from their own 40-yard line for Denham Springs, 2nd and 2. Pistol formation again for John Goldman. Brenton Paul in the backfield. Here is a snap. Hands it off to Paul again. Paul near side at the 40. Gets to the 45. Stays on his feet. Be tackled shy of midfield, but it will be a first down for the Yellow Jackets. Make it a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Book their Christmas party now at Big Mike's. Call them today. Do not wait. It will get filled up. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
Just an impressive play by your right guard, Christian Ferguson, who was trying to reach around and get to the end, and there was a Dutchtown linebacker trying to blitz off the outside edge, and then Christian Ferguson kept his eyes open and found the blitzer and picked him up and was able to get Brenton Paul the running room needed.
1st and 10, Yellow Jackets, their own 48-yard line. Goldman from the shotgun will fake the handoff, looks to throw, throws it quickly, has Trey Sills far sideline. He's at the 40, the 30, and still on his feet. Wait to see where he will go out of bounds. Looks like they're going to say back at the, 36-yard line? But nonetheless, it is a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down at Big Mike's. They are children-friendly with great food and locally owned by Big Mike O'Neill. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
Jackets have a lot of weapons, and right now everybody's getting to touch the ball a little bit. Trey Sills, we haven't called his name much tonight, but there he was on a quick out route. All the Dutchtown defenders are looking inside at the run game, and he runs a quick out route, catches it, get up the field for a good catch. We've seen Hayden Ray out there. We've seen Sean Goldman. Brenton Paul's got a lot of action right now. Now Trey Sills is getting involved tonight.
1st and 10, Yellow Jackets, Dutchtown 36-yard line. Goldman will keep it himself. Gets to the 30-yard line, going to the far side, and will tiptoe out of bounds around the Dutchtown 25.
Just
and
keep it
another
moving.
First down.
Just keep it moving. The Jackets, it looks like at this point, they're going to be able to keep marching down the field, stay away from a penalty that could hurt your drive, and stay away from that turnover. Hayden Ray fumbled one earlier, but Max Hart did a great job running downfield after the pass and recovered the fumble. And we want to keep that good momentum going forward.
It's Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. It will be 1st and 10 now. 27-yard line of Dutchtown. Goldman, quarterback keeper, will go forward, and he will be tackled right around the 20-yard line.
Got to laugh with my man Darren here. He's right. I don't want to jinx it. Right. We don't want to say nothing out loud and jinx it, but just the Jacket offense has been impressive tonight. Dutchtown hasn't found any answers for the number of different weapons we can go to. We've got a quarterback running the ball. We've got a quarterback passing it. We've thrown it to 4 or 5 different receivers. We've got 2 different running backs making things happen. It's been very impressive. We just want to just keep that going.
It will be 2nd down and 5 for Denham Springs. Ball will be at their own 21-yard line. Goldman from the Dutchtown 21-yard line. Goldman going to keep it himself again, and he will be brought down right about the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down now for the Yellow Jackets.
And that was it's going to be all right. Trey Sills was out there blocking at the end of the play, and a couple Dutchtown defenders got up at the end of the play and not happy with Trey finishing his block at the end. But
I like your confidence there. It'll be okay.
There wasn't any flags coming to the ground. Referees got there to help split things up, but good play by Dutchtown to stop for no gain. That's the first time on a rush in a little while. We haven't picked up a 4 or 5 yards, so now playing 3rd and 5, probably 2 down territory right here.
Yep, 3rd and 5 from the 21-yard line of Dutchtown. Goldman gets it. Will look to throw. He does. Has Trey Sills at the 15. Ball comes out. Trey Sills has to fall on it at the 15, but that will be a first down. Yeah, Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down at Big Mike's. Check out the Denham Springs Sports Hall of Fame. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill. So Trey Sills there kind of gave us a little jolt for a second.
He made the defender miss, and had he not had the ball knocked out his hands, he had a little bit more room to get toward the goal line, but nice throw and catch right there. Just a little simple little quick play action pass. Throw the quick little out route. That's the 2nd time this series we've gone to Trey Sills, and with good success on both times.
It'll be from the Dutchtown 15-yard line now for Denham Springs. Goldman from a pistol formation. I think Trey Sills was already trying to get his end zone dance figured out. Here is Goldman. We'll hand it off to Brenton Paul. He's at the 10. He's at the 5 and will be brought down at the Dutchtown 5-yard line. It'll be second and short. Yellow Jackets can pick up another first down here.
Really good job. A great offensive push. Bryson McCabe, your junior center. Christian Ferguson, your right guard. Angel Villagomez, your senior right tackle. All of them getting a big push and getting the white jerseys of Dutchtown going backwards.
It'll be second and 2 from the 6-yard line of Dutchtown. Goldman will get the snap, hands it off to Brenton Paul. He's at the 5, going towards the goal line, and he is going to be stopped just shy of it, but it will be first and goal at the 1-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. Make that another Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Live music on weekends, trivia monthly, and line dancing on Wednesday nights. That is Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
No tricks for the Jackets. Looks like it's going to be the same play 3 times in a row right here.
From the 1-yard line, it is first and goal for Denham Springs. Goldman will get it, hands it to Paul. Paul finds the seam, and he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
And as we said, same play 3 times in a row, and touchdown for the Jackets. That time, your Dutchtown cornerback / receiver, Martell Rogers, came off the edge and then hit John Goldman. If John keeps it, it's fair play. He can take a hit right there, but we handed it to Britton Paul, who walked into the end zone, and John Goldman took a pretty good hit in the backfield. But after all is said and done, it's a Jacket touchdown. Another Jacket touchdown.
Yes.
5th time on 6 drives.
We're liking this rhythm, Mitch. Dylan Johnson will be the holder. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick, and it is through the uprights. Extra point is good. Denham Springs 35, Dutchtown 17, and we are back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Welcome back in. Yellow Jackets football brings us to the Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for auto, home, and life. It's Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Janet Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. We're waiting on the slip here for that, and Mitch will get it to you in just a moment.
John may run out of slips of paper tonight. That's a lot of scoring drives.
Wouldn't be the only thing he runs out of tonight.
Look, I'm going to go ahead and get it in. I think I got time before the kickoff right here. So we got a 4-minute, 16-second drive for the Jackets. Finished with a Britton Paul 2-yard touchdown run. It went 68 yards, and with 3:30 left on the clock in the third quarter, the Yellow Jackets take a 35-17 lead.
That is your Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive. Here is the kickoff by Herrera. Bounces at the 25-yard line, picked up by Dutchtown now at the 30. He's at the 35, the 40 at midfield, and will be brought out of bounds on the return for Dutchtown. Was Martell Rogers trying to keep it away from him, right, Mitch?
But we haven't. He's gotten the ball the last 2 times, and you see why we're trying to keep it away from him. At least we're trying to pin them back. Earlier, they were getting the ball about this spot when we were just squibbing it, and the front row was grabbing it. Now it's getting back to the secondary, but Rogers is running it right back. Dutchtown's had a lot of drives starting near midfield or in the Jacket territory.
All right, so it will be 1st and 10 for Dutchtown. They will start at the Yellow Jacket 45-yard line.
You just feel like the Jackets are pretty much about one stop away. If you just get one defensive stop one more time, the way the offense is played, you could almost put the game away in the fourth quarter.
Well, you could tell Dutchtown wants to keep our offense off the field. Here's a quick throw that is going to be caught by Walker Weiss as he gets to the Yellow Jacket 41-yard line.
He may not be feeling too good. He made a great touchdown catch on the last offensive play for Dutchtown, but Debo Scott come flying up the field right there after the catch and made a big hit, and actually they fumbled the football right there, but the tight end for Dutchtown was able to hop on top of it.
It'll be 2nd down for Dutchtown, 41-yard line of Denham Springs. Fletcher from the shotgun will get the snap, rolls to his right, has pressure coming. He is going to be hit. Ball comes loose. It is going to be recovered by Denham Springs. Devin Mack got there first, forces the fumble. Turnover. It is going to be 1st down, Denham Springs after this quick timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Danny Pauline with 5 Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson, State Farm Insurance, Performance Collision Center, Sport Clips, BJ Pawn and Gun, Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, and L. King Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back into Yellow Jackets football. It is 1st and 10 for Denham Springs. They will have this drive starting at the Dutchtown 45-yard line. Goldman from the pistol formation will hand it off to Paul. Paul gets to the 40-yard line. Nice 5-yard first down run right there, Brenton Paul.
I'll tell you what, just defensively, our offense scoring so much has gotten Dutchtown out of what they want to do. They don't want to come out and pass it every down, but right there on that drive, they were having to pass quite a good bit. And then the Jacket pass rush got to him, caused the fumble, got the big turnover, and now we're going right back to that running game. Angel Villa-Gomez caving his man down, and Brenton Paul running just outside of him.
It'll be 2nd and 5 from the Dutchtown 40. Here is a flag, so this one will
be on
stop.
Trey Seals.
You saw that one.
Yeah, he jumped a little bit early. And that's just, man, you got everything going really well. Just, I don't know, was he about to catch a pass right there? Sometimes those receivers, when they think their ball's coming their way, they get real excited.
Well, we were talking about how many people get involved in this offense, and I've asked Coach Beard, how much of a challenge is it for Dutchtown? I mean, excuse me, not for Dutchtown. It looks like a penalty was actually against.
They had too many people on the field?
All right, great.
Sweet. So
I saw the official point. I was like, wait, did he get that wrong?
I was just watching. Trey Seals jumped early before it snapped, but they had too many guys on the field. So
Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down, puts it to the Dutchtown 35-yard line. Here is Brenton Paul, gets to the 30 and will fight for extra yards there and gets to the 27-yard line of Dutchtown. So anyway, I was asking Coach Beard about how Coach Fournier has to pass the ball around, and he said everybody wants their number called, as you say. He was like, so it is a bit of a challenge to want to keep them happy and engaged when there's so many ways that they can get other people involved.
There is, but also the end result, you want to put good drives together, and you want to end up scoring points, and it don't matter if you hand it to Brenton Paul 20 times or if you give it to Hayden Ray 10 times or Sean Goldman touches it 10, just whatever it takes to get the first downs and keep it moving, and that's what they've done tonight. It is spread around to pretty much everyone.
On 2nd and 2, here's Brenton Paul again, gets inside the 25-yard line. He will pick up the first down as he gets to the Dutchtown 22. Make that a Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill Jackets first down. Cater your next party from Big Mike's with Big Mike's catering menu. That's Big Mike Sports Bar and Grill.
I'm going to go ahead and say we've answered one of my key questions before the game, the key to a victory. Can we match Dutchtown's physicality? Not only have we matched it, but our offensive line is just doing a number on their defense right now. We are not doing anything tricky right here. The last 2 drives, we're running right downhill, right at them, and we're popping off 6, 7, 8-yard runs at a time.
It will be 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line officially of Dutchtown for Denham Springs. Goldman going to keep it himself as he gets to the 20. He'll be tackled inside the 20 at the Dutchtown 19.
Once again, just another good 5-yard run on first down. And now we should take that clock all the way down into the fourth quarter.
I mean, I feel like we blinked and we're headed to the fourth.
Because we've been running the football a whole lot this quarter and makes it go fast.
All right, that will do it for fourth quarter. That will do it for third quarter action. We will head to the fourth quarter after this timeout. It is Yellow Jackets football.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. We head to the fourth quarter. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington, Chris Ledoux on the camera, on-site producer Darren Ferrente. Got John Fine with us as well. Amin Figueroa back at the studio. Great to have you all watching with us as well. As always, we've come to you live on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe. It is Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the web at johnfineproductions.com. Mitch, this has been a fun one. Yellow Jackets, we talked about it before, just keeping the offense going, and it seems like they're not missing a step.
Well, let's see. We had 105 points in the last two games, so now we're sitting at 140 points in 2 games and 3 quarters, and that's just lighting up the scoreboard and making a lot of things happen. And here we are in the red zone to start this fourth quarter. You know, Dutchtown, it's just a helpless feeling. What you do as a defensive coordinator, are we going to commit 2 safeties up front to try and stop the running game that's been chewing up this second half? But you know, as soon as you do, we're going to leak Hayden Ray up the field and throw a touchdown pass. It's just, you know, what do you do?
2nd down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets. Dutchtown 19-yard line. Goldman, quarterback keeper, will dance around, and he will be tackled shy of the 15-yard line. Only picked up about a yard on that carry. We were looking at the district standing there just a moment ago. Dutchtown is the only undefeated team in district as of now, and the Yellow Jackets going to try to have something to say about that.
If I was watching on ESPN and there was a scroll at the bottom, it would say upset alert, because
Yes.
that 2-0 record in district is in danger right now.
Now, Robert Graves will have that for next week on the Robert Graves scoreboard. 2nd down and 6 for the Yellow Jackets. They will keep it at the 18-yard line. Goldman will fake the handoff, looks to throw, looking for Trey Sills. It is going to be incomplete, and a flag comes out.
I'm going to say he got there early. That was the cornerback that came off of Sean Goldman and hit Trey Sills, who had beaten his man. That's going to be called interference. It was a bang-bang play. I thought possibly it could have been just a good play by the cornerback, but looks like the Yellow Jackets are going to get I say that, but now they're talking to – are they calling offensive pass interference on our receiver? On Sean Goldman? He's calling on us. He's saying offensive pass interference on Sean Goldman, who, you know, the cornerback broke off of him. He obviously didn't slow him down, but Dutchtown likely to decline it, maybe? Yep, they're going to decline it and bring up 4th down. No, they're not. They're going to take the penalty.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 15-yard penalty, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a 10-yard, 15-yard penalty.
Yeah,
all right, so there's the big penalty. We were talking about earlier. The only thing that might stop the Jackets is a turnover or a big penalty, and that's a 15-yarder on 3rd down. So now we're going to have to use all the weapons here. Spread them out, get some guys going downfield. Even if you don't get all of it right here, get some, get in field goal range.
Pushes it back.
Get it inside the 20-yard line, get about a 12, 13-yard completion, and then we can bring out Bravo for a field goal attempt.
Becomes 3rd and 20 after that penalty against the Yellow Jackets. Here is Goldman, rolls to his left, has time. Going to throw it across the field. He has Sean wide open at the 10-yard line. He's at the 5, and he is... Give it to us. In for the touchdown. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Goldman to Goldman. 2nd one of the night. Yellow Jackets extend the lead.
Wow, I guess Dutchtown dropped everybody into coverage because the offensive line certainly did a great job of giving Sean Goldman plenty of time to find a receiver downfield. He drifted to his left. Dutchtown had all the defense moving over this direction, and Jean just turned and fired all the way back across the field to his brother, who was standing out there by himself, and then caught the ball and ran the rest of the way for a touchdown.
Bravo to attempt the extra point. Here is a snap. Kick is through the uprights. Extra point is good. 11-11 left here in the 4th. Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 17. Back after this, it's Yellow Jackets football.
Personal injury?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Auto accidents?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Workers' compensation?
Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
One law firm can handle all of your legal needs, and you don't have to fight big city traffic to find them. Mark Boyer, Dominic Amato, Lucas Schenk, and Allison Costanza have a team of 12 attorneys ready to assist you. The lawyers at Boyer, Abear, and Angel have invaluable experience that allows them to provide expert legal counsel that's professional, prompt, and productive. Small town values, big city results. Boyer, Abear, and Angel.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. That will bring us to another Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance scoring drive for auto, home, and life. It is Brandy Robertson State Farm Insurance. Team members include Amanda Cook, Justin Summerall, Jana Goins, Brittany Watkins, and Katie Switzer. Visit betterwithbrandy.net. What do you got, Mitch?
I've got a 45-yard scoring drive, and that scoring drive took 3 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock. We finished it off with a Jean Goldman to Sean Goldman touchdown pass. How long was that pass?
That's what I was trying to think.
35-yard touchdown pass?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then the Jackets take a 42-17 lead.
All right, here is Dutchtown. They're going to have it squib
we
kick
made
again.
sure Martell Rogers did not touch the ball on that one.
Looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 for Dutchtown. Looks like they're going to start this one at their own 45-yard line. So what previous drives they had started in Denham Springs territory. First one they started from their own 39, and then they were in Denham territory. But, I mean, Mitch, only 4 possessions in that third quarter.
I mean, Dutchtown wants to run the football. In that first drive, they ran it for the most part. They had a big third down conversion with the pass interference. And so they ran the ball and took some time off the clock and finished off with a touchdown drive. Now, we ran the ball a whole lot in that third quarter, so it went by super quick.
Yes, it did.
And when you've got the lead, that's what you want to happen.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Griffins. They will start this drive at their own 46 with 11:03 left. Here is Fletcher. He will get the pass. It will be caught by, one second here, sorry about that. That was by Walker Weiss. Yep.
I guess when he got married, he just kept his maiden name, huh? Walker Weiss. I had a high school student with the hyphenated name. But at the Jacket defense right now just keeps everything in front, make Dutchtown work, even if they do end up getting down the field and getting some points, make them take some time off the clock.
Just into Yellow Jacket territory on 2nd and 5 from the Denham Springs 49-yard line. Fletcher will look to throw, flushed out of the pocket, will throw it on the run, and it is going to be incomplete on the far sideline. So tough throw right there by Fletcher, having to throw across the body.
Really good pass coverage. The initial routes, the Jacket defense was right where they needed to be. So then they tried to drift around. Fletcher was floating around to his left, trying to find an open receiver. When he found it turning loose, Jaden Washington broke on the ball, got a nice pass deflection. Good job by the Jacket secondary on that play.
3rd down and 5 now for the Griffins. Yellow Jacket 49-yard line at 10:23 left here in the fourth quarter on homecoming night. Denham Springs leads at 42-17. Fletcher from the shotgun will get the snap. We'll hand it off to Hedden. Hedden will be hit at the 49-yard line, and that's where he'll be brought down. It'll be 4th down now for Dutchtown.
A little bit of a counter draw. Looks like a sprint out to the left and then hand it to Hedden, come back to the right. Jackson Sagan wasn't fooled. He was here on his backside, holding his ground, and then made Hedden try and turn back upfield in another direction than where he wanted to go. Good job on this outside linebacker job by Jackson Sagan.
Makes it 4th down now for Dutchtown. And trailing 42-17, they'll keep the offense on the field. On 4th and 5 from the Yellow Jacket 49, Fletcher will get it. He will drop back, has pressure coming, now being flushed out of the pocket, rolls to the far sideline. Still will throw it downfield. It is up for grabs, and it is intercepted by the Yellow Jackets on the far sideline. Denham Springs gets it. That is Cedric Polk with the interception. Oh, Quentin Clay, my mistake. Yep, that is Quentin Clay with the interception. It will be 1st and 10 for Denham Springs after this quick timeout on Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Todd Caruso, Attorney at Law, Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse, Modad 1 Individual Sewage Treatment System, Forest Grove Plantation, and Billy Leach Professional Title Company. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
All right, welcome back in. Yellow Jackets football, Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 17, interception by Quentin Clay. Makes it 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. The ball will be at their own 31-yard line. Here is a handoff in the backfield to Brenton Paul, and he'll lose a yard on the carry.
That was Quentin Clay's 3rd interception in district play. If you remember at East Ascension, he had 2 interceptions.
That's right, yeah.
Got an interception here, so he enjoys playing the Ascension Parish teams so far this season.
Well, good, because we've got a couple more coming up. We got Santa Maria and Prairieville still left, and with the win here tonight, that you can kind of control your own destiny in a sense, and at least be in that conversation.
Well,
what you can't do is have a letdown.
As soon as we lost to East Ascension, some other teams perhaps, or maybe at some point they start worrying, well, district championships out the window. Coach Beard, even after that loss, hasn't stopped talking about winning a district championship. Knew it was very early, and it's a very balanced district. A lot of things can happen, and so far, some upsets have happened. So
on 2nd and 11 from the Denham Springs 30-yard line, it'll be Tanner Kerner on the run this time.
Not quite opening up the holes on this drive. Dutchtown might be wondering, why haven't we done more of that in the first few possessions? That's 6 touchdowns for the Yellow Jackets in 7 possessions tonight. No punts. The only time we did not score, we went on 4th down and near the red zone. Not quite in it, but about the 30-yard line or so. But 3rd and 9 right here. But once again, Jackets running the ball in the first 2 plays have been able to chew off at least 2 minutes of the clock. And, the clock is our friend at this moment.
Oh, no doubt. Goldman on 3rd down now. Going to take a shot downfield looking for Sean. Sean is going to, off the fingers, through the breadbasket at the Dutchtown 40-yard line. And
I like the play.
Yeah.
What they did is they were baiting that cornerback. We've been running that little out route with the inside receiver with Trey Seals. And remember last time the corner broke on it and made a good play and broke the pass up. But this time we faked the out route and we had Sean Goldman going down the field. But that cornerback Jace Malonsaw hung on with him just enough. But I kind of think Sean had a chance to make that play and wishes he'd have hauled that one in.
All right, it will be Luke Wilson's first action of the night. He will come on to punt it away on 4th and 9. Here is a snap. He gets the punt off. Sky punt hits at 35, takes a roll to the 30, rolls to the 20, keep on rolling to the 15-yard line. That's where it'll be down by the Yellow Jackets. It'll be 1st and 10 for Dutchtown after this timeout. It is Yellow Jackets football.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
1st and 10 for Dutchtown after the Luke Wilson punt. It will be 1st and 10, their own 15-yard line. Fletcher from the shotgun, 4-receiver set. Here is a snap. Going to throw it quickly. It is going to sail out of bounds and brings up 2nd down.
I tell you what, I heard a rumor today. I don't know if this is true or not. We'll have to investigate. But Luke Wilson, our punter, he has done a super job this year. And I've heard he was just a fan in the stands, never played football, and he just told his dad, said, "Dad, those guys can't punt the football. I can do that good." And so he decided to come out for football and punt for us. We've had more 35, 40, and 45-yard net punts this year than the last 3 combined.
Absolutely.
He's done a great job of flipping field position for us.
On 2nd and 10 now, Fletcher going to take a shot downfield. He is going to sail that one too far. A flag is going to come out. Intended receiver for Dutchtown was Dave Rundle LeBlanc.
That one looked like a pretty easy call. Jaden Washington had his hand on the jersey, pulling, not letting the receiver get upfield. So a couple of flags out there. It was pretty obvious on that pass interference call. Don't forget Luke Wilson now. If that rush comes to him on a bad snap, he'll just tuck it and run for a 1st down like he did last week against Live Oak.
Hey, upset alert. You ready?
Uh-oh.
Liberty 38, Zachary 24. 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
Still some good time left in that one,
go.
but Liberty is with a decent score.
And that won't hurt us anywhere with PowerPoint, so let's just pull for the upset. Why not?
There you go.
For chaos.
Let's Bizarro world.
I heard Catholic was wearing out Central. That don't help us any, but
here is a snap. Let's see. They have now switched quarterbacks. It is Clay Walker Vice. They may have. Did they switch him on this entire drive and I missed that? It's possible. Clay Walker Vice, number 5, is in at quarterback now, and I did see them earlier in the season. That's why I had him on the chart here because they had done that before. But the last few games, it has been Owen Fletcher. So I guess maybe with the score like this, letting Walker Vice come in.
Probably Owen Fletcher's a little bit better runner, and that fits more what Dutchtown wants to do. But now they're in a spot that they have to pass it, and they're switching it up a little bit.
Well, we have Goldman and Goldman. They have Walker Vice.
They got another set of twins too. The defense. I saw the same last name and the same grade. I'm assuming they're twins.
It'll be 1st and 5 for the Griffins from the 35-yard line. Here is going to be a quick throw and strike caught by Dutchtown. State goes out of bounds, but on the reception right there. First time we've called him tonight, that is Landon Ruffins, just a sophomore running back for Dutchtown.
Just going back to what I was talking about earlier, they have Drew Price, who's a junior defensive tackle, and A.J. Price, a junior defensive end. I believe they may be related. I'm guessing, perhaps, but you mentioned brothers right here with Price Walker. No.
Walker Vice.
Walker Vice.
1st and 10 after that strike right there by Dutchtown. It is 1st and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 36-yard line. Walker Vice from the shotgun. It's going to be a reverse. Coming to the near side is Messina. Messina gets to the 30-yard line, and he will spin around at the Yellow Jacket 25. Will get inside the 25-yard line to the Denham Springs 24. It'll be 1st down for Dutchtown. What does this remind you of a little bit?
I don't know. What you
Central
got?
game.
The Central game?
Switched in the quarterback, just started throwing bombs downfield.
Yeah. Well, the difference is
Yes,
we got
I was about to say, we're in a, yes,
Central
correct.
did it, and we had about a 7-point lead at the time. Did we ever get up 14? But I know we were up 7, and man, they kept hitting those bombs on us and some well-executed deep balls.
It'll be 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for Dutchtown from the Yellow Jacket 25. Walker Weiss will look to throw, taking a shot towards the end zone, and it is going to be incomplete, as that one was very well defended by the Yellow Jackets.
Tell the kids in the back of the end zone playing football, heads up, because the big guys with the helmets and pads are running their way. That ball sailed out the back of the end zone, and Angel Morrow was the closest there to maybe make a play on it. If that wouldn't have been the back of the end zone, I believe he'd have picked that off, but run out of room there.
Will be 2nd and 10 for the Griffins, Yellow Jacket 25-yard line. Walker Weiss will get it. He will have Hedden, and Hedden slips on the turf.
Kind of got lucky.
About the 12-yard line.
I think he's about to score. That's twice they've hit us with that screen pass and done well on both of them. Last time they hit the screen pass when it was 2nd and 20, was it? Or yeah, like 2nd and 20, and he got about 11, 12 yards right there. They picked up a first down and was cutting to try and get to the end zone, but slipped down.
Yeah, he did. I think you're right. He had a shot at probably getting in the end zone there, but he does slip. And it is 1st and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 13-yard line now for Dutchtown. Here is a fix the handoff and going to be hit and brought down for a sack. That is Debo Scott getting in, and he does a little sack dance. And
even though Dutchtown has had some success moving the ball a bit, we have had several tackles for loss on running plays, and that's got to be our 3rd or 4th sack, maybe 4th of the night. The defensive front has had some big plays for us, both Scott and Devin Mack.
All right, it is 2nd and 15 now. Ball back at the 18-yard line at Denham Springs for Dutchtown. Taking a shot towards the end zone is Walker Weiss, and it is going to be incomplete.
Now I can't imagine this is going to be interference on Jaden Washington. Jaden Washington he did get the interception.
Okay, he did get the interception.
Now, is it going to be offensive pass interference? We had position the whole time. Yes, it is. You had great position. Jaden Washington's going to get the interception. Referee's going to call offensive pass interference. What a great defensive play for Jaden Washington.
Debo Scott and Devin Mack love it. They're coming off the field. It is going to be first down for the Yellow Jackets. Offense will come back out with 5:39 left in the 4th quarter. Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 17. Back after this, it's Yellow Jackets football.
Sunshine Cleaners is a family-owned dry cleaning business that has operated in the greater Baton Rouge area since 1995. Let Sunshine Cleaners' knowledgeable, professional, and friendly staff take care of your dry cleaning and laundry needs. Whether you drop off or they pick up at your home or office, Sunshine Cleaners makes it easy and convenient. Sunshine Cleaners, Railroad Avenue in Denham Springs, with locations at Walker and Baton Rouge. Visit sunshinecleaners.net.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. Going to be 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. Here is a handoff in the backfield. It is Enzo Landry checking in for Denham Springs, and he gets about a 4-yard pickup on first down.
Yeah, just back to that defensive play. Jaden Washington covered in the go route, and he had position the whole time. The defender was boxed out between the sideline and where the ball was going to end up. Jaden Washington was there. Defender, I think it was Rogers, tried to pull him away from the ball, but not only did we get the offensive interference, but Jaden Washington held on to the football and got the interception even better. And so the Jackets taking over at the 20. Couple of subs in the game right now. You mentioned Enzo Landry at tailback right here. Orrin Russell's playing that H-back, fullback position.
It is going to be 2nd down for Yellow Jackets, 2nd and 6. Here is another handoff to Enzo, and Enzo will be tackled shy of the 25-yard line. Got a late flag coming in.
Now I'm going to see senior right guard Will Robertson's in the game as well. That flag maybe holding on somebody on the Jacket offensive line.
Yep, waiting to see what this is. As always, checking the comments here on YouTube while we have a moment. Got a nice comment. Stephen Ardwan said that son played for Yellow Jackets back in 2015 and loves being able to watch the games now, so we appreciate that. Thank all of you who get into the chat with us and stay interactive with us. As always, give it a like and subscribe.
That would end up being a personal foul face mask against Dutchtown. It was just thrown in the middle where all the offensive linemen were and all. That might have been one of those defensive hands to the face. I don't know if the tackle was the face mask there, but someone trying to get off a block and they get their hand up into offensive lineman's face mask. So Jacket's going to keep the clock rolling, picking up another first down. I tell you what, the yardstick tonight, we have to have a lot of yards passing and rushing because we've had a 92-yard drive. We've had 80-yard touchdown drives. But it's going to be an impressive night for the Yellow Jacket offensive numbers.
We'll be first into I love when Coach Fournier sends me the stat sheet the next morning. It's like it's Christmas morning almost. Just wait to see how they what we have continued to do. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets now. Ball is at their own 39-yard line. It is a pistol formation for the Yellow Jackets. It is a handoff in the backfield to Enzo Landry, who gets stood up at the 40-yard line. 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Yellow Jackets 42, Dutchtown 17.
And, of course, last week we had a 200-yard rusher in Britton Paul and a 100-yard rusher in Tanner Kerner, both in the same game. Tonight, it'll be interesting to see tomorrow morning where all the numbers come from. But, I mean, we've got Jean Goldman has a good rushing night. Tanner Kerner's had a good rushing night. Britton Paul's had a good rushing night. We've had receivers with a lot of catches and a lot of yards. It's just going to be good numbers all the way. It's going to be spread out pretty evenly, I believe, when we look at it tomorrow.
2nd and 9 for the Yellow Jackets, their own 40-yard line. Goldman from the pistol formation will hand it off to Landry again. Landry's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, brought down for a loss on the play. But keeps that clock ticking away.
It definitely does. Good to see Landry back in the game. I know he had gotten injured after Southern
Lab. He was
nicked
up a little bit, yeah.
He got the start against Southern Lab with a lot of tailback play and then got injured a little bit and didn't see him last week, but I see him back out there tonight on the field, and that's, once you get into this is week 7 right now, right?
Yes, we are
and
week
so
7.
Week 7, you got, you love to be as much full health as you can be. And so far, the Jackets have done pretty well in that category.
Will be 3rd down and 11. Ball is at their own 38-yard line for Denham Springs. Goldman will get the high snap. We'll hand it off to Landry, who will go up the middle and be brought down at the line of scrimmage. And we've got a timeout on the field. Dutchtown will take their first of the half. We will take it with them as well. Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 17. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
You are our first priority at Innovative Audio. Innovative Audio offers the very best selection of mobile audio and video, window tint, and vehicle security. Innovative Audio's installation and tinting is the finest in the industry, and Innovative Audio's work comes with lifetime warranties on all audio, video, and tint installations. Most importantly, Innovative Audio specializes in serving you. You are our first priority at Innovative Audio, 1400 South Range, Denham Springs. Visit us on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Jacob Neal, a nurse practitioner at North Oaks Urgent Care. When you're not feeling your best, whether it's an illness, injury, or something in between, you shouldn't have to wait to feel better. That's why we're here for you every day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 4 convenient locations. Walk-ins are always welcome, or you can save time by reserving your spot online at northoaks.org/urgent care. We're here to provide expert care right when you need it.
North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. It is 4th down now for the Yellow Jackets with 2:34 left here in the fourth quarter. Yellow Jackets with a 42-17 lead. What you got, Mitch?
I'm not so fired up about that timeout, Denham was nice and put in a bunch of backups and wasn't trying to run up the score, and now you're going to call a timeout just to get the ball back. I mean,
Luke Wilson.
Sometimes when you're beat, you go ahead and wave the white flag,
Wilson will punt it away. It is fielded at the 40-yard line. Gets to midfield now at the Denham Springs 40-yard line and pushed out of bounds shy of the 35. That is a nice return right there by Dutchtown on the return. It was Martell Rogers. Cannot let him get the ball.
Yeah, we've been trying to keep it away from him all night as much as we can. Good tackle by Carlos Gonzalez. He was about the last man that had a chance to stop Rogers from getting a touchdown. Now, of course, they run it back on a punt return. I wouldn't have any issue, but, you really don't need to call timeouts just to try and score again when you're down 42-70, especially when the other team has put backups in and just kind of ready to run the clock out.
Yep, they will start this drive from the Denham Springs 38-yard line. Now, is that Fletcher coming back in?
Can't tell. He hasn't turned his shoulders yet.
I think it is. I think Fletcher is back in at quarterback. Here is the snap. He drops back. He will throw it. It is going to be caught by Hedden. Hedden on the far sideline to the Yellow Jacket 30-yard line. We brought down around the Yellow Jacket 28.
Carlos Gonzalez decided he's going to make all the tackles now. He's in there at inside linebacker and did a good job of getting out there, catching the running back, running a little swing route. and making a tackle near the sideline, but a first down play for Dutchtown.
Yep, it is a first down for the Griffins. It will be 1st and 10. The ball will be at the Yellow Jacket 27-yard line. Here is Fletcher. He will get the snap. Pressure is coming. He escapes it, and he is going to throw it on the run. It is going to be caught at the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and to the pylon, and he is in for the touchdown. That is Caden Messina, and Dutchtown gets in the end zone.
See, they didn't need a timeout for that. They had plenty of time to score a touchdown. And no problem with that, but just calling that timeout before the punt, it's like, I don't know.
All right, a couple of scores for you. Prairieville down by 3 to Live Oak. That one's 25-28, and Sandoval is trailing East Ascension 28-35.
You know, Prairieville, in just their second year, may be about one more win away from getting a playoff berth, and you would think they're trying to get that against Live Oak to try and secure a playoff spot.
Extra point is going to be good, and that will take us to a Yellow Jacket timeout, where it is Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 24. Excuse me, Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 24. Back after this, Yellow Jackets football.
Denham Springs High School football broadcast on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Hunt's Tire Pros and Car Care in Central, Safe Voyage Tattoo, Use Safe and Lock, District Court Judge Brian Abels, Mashan and Associates General Contractors, David Azar Shelter Insurance Company, and Coconut Willie's Daiquiris. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Welcome back in to Yellow Jackets football. Minute 48 left here on homecoming night from Denham Springs, and it is Yellow Jackets 42, Dutchtown 24.
Denham's going to have their hands team out, just protecting against an onside kick, and I wouldn't think you would onside kick down 24 with 1:40 left, but
yeah, never
Denham's
know.
going to be prepared just in case.
It will be Oakley Rutson to kick it off from his own 40-yard line. He will step up, puts a kick into it. It will be an onside kick, and it is going to be Sean Goldman with the cover-up right there at his own 49-yard line. So, like you said, hands team out front.
They were ready, yeah. Sean Goldman was there with some of our better hands on the team, right? You know, how upset would you want to be if you're a Denham coach if they're calling timeouts and onside kicking? You might say, all right, well, y'all not going to stop playing. We'll go throw a deep ball for a touchdown.
The old little chess game.
I don't think
the
it's
game inside
though.
the game.
But I don't think it's what happened. We're going to run the clock out here, try to, and
yep, with 1:46,
off, yep.
Yellow Jackets will take over. They will start it at their own 49-yard line. Goldman from the pistol formation will hand it off to Landry. Landry across midfield gets to the Dutchtown 45-yard line.
I would think just one first down would be enough to go ahead and finish the game. Good run there.
Yeah, Enzo Landry coming in with a little fresh set of legs.
Yep, Caden Milligan now coming in to give him a little relief. Caden Milligan, we've mentioned him before. Been running a lot of JV running back.
You know, it's always a good sign. I know we're just running the clock out here, but when your coaches are leaving the box while the clock's still got a couple of minutes left, that's always a good thing. Could it be second down?
Could be a bad thing.
Well, yeah, you're right. Tonight it's a good thing.
That's right.
From the Dutchtown 45-yard line on second down, hitting about the 1 minute mark now left in this one. It is going to be Caden Milligan on the run as he gets inside the 40-yard line to the Dutchtown 39.
It's going to be that first down there for the Jackets, and now with less than a minute left, looks like the Jackets are going to go ahead and take a knee and finish this one out. What a night. I tell you what, I had high hopes the Jackets would come and win this game, but I sure didn't expect it was going to go the way that it did. It was just putting up touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. What a night.
Can't wait for that stat sheet, as you mentioned, Mitch, and it will be victory formation for the Yellow Jackets. Goldman will go under center. He will take a knee, and that will do it for this one. The Yellow Jackets win. Yellow Jackets win. They are in the district race, and you can win by visiting Bank Plus for all of your personal and business financial needs. That is Bank Plus, 822 South Range Avenue in Denham Springs, and it will send us to the Ralph Sellers Chevrolet postgame show, brought to you by Ralph Sellers Chevrolet, just over the Amite River in Baton Rouge. It is Ralph Sellers Chevrolet, located at 15015 Florida Boulevard and open for your automotive needs. ready to serve you at a Chevrolet location familiar to you for over 40 years. Parts manager at Ralph Seller Chevrolet is Jim McChristian, a proud supporter of the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. Come visit Ralph Seller Chevrolet. Back after this on Yellow Jackets football.
With Bank Plus, your account is always just a tap away. Bank anywhere, anytime with free Bank Plus mobile banking. Pay bills, transfer funds, and check your account day or night with the Bank Plus mobile app. Deposit checks with the snap of a photo. Keep tabs on your account with transaction alerts. Lost your debit card? Disable it instantly from your smartphone. Then, turn it back on when you find it. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Seller Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Seller Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Seller Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
And water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston. The #1 choice in cleanup and restoration is Serve Pro of Livingston. Whether it's water damage, fire damage, mold, storm, or construction issues, let the highly trained professionals at Serve Pro of Livingston clean and restore your property and make it like it never happened. Serve Pro of Livingston is prepared for just about anything and is open 24/7, so Serve Pro is faster to any disaster. Serve Pro of Livingston, Florida Boulevard, Denham Springs. Soon to be at the old Albertsons. Fire and water, cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro of Livingston.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by BJ Pawn and Gun, Mr. Gaddy's Pizza, Liberty Auto Sales, Cypress Pharmacy and Gift Shop, Burning Lotus Tattoo of Denham Springs, and Quality Furniture Restoration. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price. Because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back in to the Ralph Seller Chevrolet post-game show. Yellow Jackets 42, Dutchtown 24, and what a night, as you were saying there, Mitch. Going to be a fun one to look at the stat sheet when this one's all said and done. Homecoming night, all the festivities that go into that. You know, Coach Beard always says the most important part that a football team has to do on homecoming night, win the game.
There you go.
I mean, I'm sure you've heard that. You've heard that plenty of times. And
let everybody else celebrate and have fun in the stands and watch all the halftime. But football, your job is to go out, win the football game. So all the people that show up, some people only come to one game a year, and it's a homecoming game. So you want to make sure you put on a good show for them, and they certainly did that tonight.
Well, I know they had a class reunion going on tonight. They had some of the younger cheerleaders, like from the JV teams, that were getting out to come out here tonight. So there was a lot of so many moving parts that were going on here. And again, of course, you know, the main focal point is what happens on the field. The Yellow Jackets came out and really put on a show here tonight, and continuing as we had been talking about, just how do you keep that offense going, and credit to Coach Fournier and his staff for what they're able to do. And then on the flip side of that, you know, offense always gets a lot of the publicity because they put up the points, but this Yellow Jackets defense has been playing pretty well the last few weeks as well.
They did well, and got 2 turnovers on back-to-back possessions in the second half. We had 3 turnovers in the second half because we had a sack, fumble, and we had 2 interceptions. And so the Jacket defense for front got after Dutchtown a few times, had some big tackles for losses, had several sacks, had the sack and fumble, and we recovered the 2 interceptions. This team's starting to play with a lot of confidence. That offense is really hitting gears right now, so we're looking at 147 points in the last 3 games. That's almost an average of 50 points a game. That's got to be 49 a game right there for 3 straight games. So look at that math, 149 points. I'm sorry, 147 points is going to be 49 even for 3 games, right?
No, that would be.
Oh, come on.
You were close. You were close. Let's see. That's 6. Carry that. It's 146.
It's 147.
It's we had 104 going into it, and then we won 42.
I thought you said 105 before.
No,
the game.
104 going into it.
Well, then you lied.
It was 41 and 63. Did I do my math right on that one?
Well, that's I looked at the paper, it said 105.
The paper don't know what they're talking about. Listen to us. I get it from Coach
It was
Fournier.
your paper.
I know.
It was your paper. But you're right. It was 104. Sounds right. And so that would put us at 146.
You put me in John Fine category.
That would put us at 146, which is not quite 49 points a game. Just under it.
Just under, yeah. So yeah, but I mean, the last 3 games. I mean, ever since that EA game, and it's, I think Coach Beard said that he kind of felt like won the EA game, and what happened at the end of the EA game. We're not going to go too far into that, but feels like it kind of lit a fire in this team, and they go to Southern Lab the next week, and playing at Mumford Stadium, where you could have some potential distractions there, being caught up with the big lights and the big stadium and all that, and they just answered the bell.
Some players on top of that,
and missing some players on top of that.
But we talk about in the Jamboree, and a lot of times in week 1, we mention things that the team that you see today is not what you're going to see at the end of the year, and your team evolves over the season, and they get better in spots, and the coaches learn their players better, and the players learn the schemes and what's trying to be done, and you go into week 1 with a base set of offense and maybe Jamboree and what your core plays, but as the season goes along, that changes and you add more and more to it, and that's what you see with this offense right now. There's just any spots that we try to go to, whether we throw it to Hayden Ray or we throw it to Trey Seals or we throw it to Sean Goldman. Sometimes we throw it to Brenton Paul, or we turn around and hand it to Brenton Paul. We hand it to Tanner Kerner. Jean Goldman, the quarterback, had a lot of quarterback runs tonight for very good success. There's just a lot of places we can go with the football right now. Jean, the quarterback, is doing a great job of finding the open receivers, making the reads on those RPOs. Is he going to hand it to the running back, or is he going to pull it and throw it to one of those receivers? He's making the right decisions with it right now. So he and Coach Fournier are really thinking alike on what they're trying to get out of this offense. And very impressive night, very impressive last 3 weeks. And you got to feel good at where you are as you keep moving forward, trying to maybe win a district championship. So right now, there should not be an undefeated team. Everyone has at least one loss because we just knocked off the last undefeated district team as far as in the district standings. So it's all right there in front of you if you go and handle your own business. You don't need anybody else to help you anymore.
Yep. All right. What we got to do here is take a timeout, and we will come back. When we come back, we will recap your scoring drives for you, or rather recap your scoring and how this one all played out here from Yellow Jacket Stadium on homecoming night. 42-24. Yellow Jackets with the win over Dutchtown. Yellow Jackets now 5-2 on the season and 2-1 in District 5-5A play. So we'll take this time out. Back with more after this on the Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show.
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs, with locations in Hammond and Ames.
Peak Performance Physical Therapy is excited to announce the opening of our newest clinic location in Watson. We are located at 32871 Highway 16 at the corner of Amite Church Road and Highway 16. And don't forget about our Denham Springs Clinic located at 145 Aspen Square next to Spectrum Fitness Club. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Edward Jones Financial Advisors Scott Landry and Sims White can help. Stop by their office at 179 Del Orleans. That's Scott Landry and Sims White at Edward Jones, 179 Del Orleans, right across from the post office. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Brandon Rishu with Smart Move Real Estate, Baton Rouge KOA Campground in Denham Springs, the law office of IVL Graham Family Specialists, Brian Russ, owner, OK Computers and Auto Sales, Dr. Chip Bankston and Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Pony Up Restoration is now open at the Old Dave's Hardware. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
For all your flooring and carpet needs, it's Floor Store Carpet One. At Floor Store Carpet One, they offer prompt, quality personal service. They'll take care of you right away. The Floor Store Carpet One has an extensive product line: wood, carpet, plastic laminate, ceramic tile, natural stone, countertops, and showers. The Floor Store Carpet One also carries luxury vinyl tile, which many customers rave about, serving the community since 1984. The Floor Store Carpet One, 1/2 mile from the Amite River Bridge on Florida in Denham Springs.
4 decades, Smith Accounting is celebrating its 40th anniversary. With Randy Smith, along with Mickey McMorris and a terrific staff, Smith Accounting Services can handle all of your accounting needs. Personal taxes, computerized payroll services, corporate income taxes, business taxes, and bookkeeping. Smith Accounting Services, 227 East Railroad, Denham Springs. Celebrating 40 years of service, count on it at Smith Accounting Services.
Welcome back in to the Ralph Seller Chevrolet post-game show. Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 24. Denham Springs now 5-2 on the season. They are 2-1 in District 5-5A play. Drops Dutchtown to 4-2 overall, and they will drop them to 2-1 in district play. And we will try to see how the rest of these district games, as we had mentioned earlier, it was Santa Maria trailing EA 35-28, and Prairieville was down by 3 to Live Oak 28-25. But now, as we take a look at this game and kind of how it played out here, Mitch. I mean, it got off to a good start for the Yellow Jackets. They would be Brenton Paul, 12-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good. They were up 7-0 with 9:38 left in the first. Then it was a turnover by Dutchtown, gave it to Denham Springs. Brenton Paul, 7-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good. Denham Springs up 14-0 with 8:58 left in the first quarter. And then it would be Martell Rogers, touchdown pass that he caught from Fletcher. Extra point was good there, and with 55 seconds left in the first quarter, it was 14-7. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Then it would go to the second quarter. Denham Springs, John Goldman with a 36-yard touchdown quarterback keeper. Extra point was good, and it was then 21-7 with 9:22 left in the second. Then there was a 22-yard field goal by Dutchtown with 5:29 left in the second quarter. That was 21-10. Yellow Jackets with the lead there, and then with 16 seconds left in the half, Yellow Jackets get another touchdown. It was Goldman to Goldman, 3-yard touchdown pass from the goal line, and we go to the half 28-10. Flip it over to the second half, not near as much scoring going on there, but just 4 possessions in that third quarter. That third quarter flew by awfully quick. A little different than last week at Live Oak. It was Walker Weiss with a 17-yard touchdown catch. The extra point was good there, so it was 28-17 at that point. Yellow Jackets would extend the lead to 35-17 with a Brenton Paul 1-yard touchdown. The extra point was good there. That was with 3:30 left in the third quarter. And that would do it for the third quarter. As we would head to the fourth, it would be another Goldman to Goldman, their second of the night, 35 yards about. Extra point was good, and then it was 42-17, Yellow Jackets right there. And it would be a late touchdown by Dutchtown. Messina with the touchdown catch, 27 yards. Extra point was good there with 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. And that got us to our final score of Denham Springs 42 and Dutchtown 24. And again, Yellow Jackets now in the fold here when it comes into district championship talk. But we will start looking towards that, get some more score updates, and start looking to next week to Prairieville, kind of the upstart team right now in District 5-5A. So stay with us. We're back after this timeout on the Ralph Seller Chevrolet postgame show.
The tradition continues. The Whistle Stop has been serving Denham Springs for years, and they're still doing that, but are now locally owned by former Jackets Brandon and Courtney Rishu. The Whistle Stop has the same friendly staff, the great coffee and French cuisine, and wonderful service. And don't worry, Brandon owns the joint, but he won't be cooking up any of the delectable cuisine or brewing the coffee. He'll let the professionals handle that, as they have for years at the Whistle Stop, East Railroad Avenue in the heart of Denham Springs.
Your local sporting goods store is Sportin' Center. Sportin' Center has all your Denham Springs and surrounding school shirts, caps, clothing, and fan gear. And Sportin' Center is more than just athletics, offering services for businesses and organizations. Sportin' Center does in-house monogramming, screen printing, laser engraving, and large format printing. They can handle all of your advertising, promotional, and sign shop needs with personal, one-on-one customer service. Serving Livingston Parish for close to 50 years. Sportin' Center, 205 South Range Avenue. Sportin' Center, more than just a sports store.
If you're a small business owner in the Denham Springs area, think about everything you need to help your business succeed. You need a plan, happy customers, steady cash flow, and an insurance agent that gets you. State Farm agent Brandy Robertson runs a small business in the Denham Springs community area too, and she understands the unique needs of local business owners. She will make it easy to choose the right protection at the right price. Because one thing you don't need is insurance stress. Call State Farm agent Brandy Robertson for your small business needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bond Roten Eye Clinic is your full-service eye care specialist. Dr. Hunter Bond and Dr. Chris Roten and their staff expertly handle all of your eye care needs. A former Jackets football player, Dr. Hunter Bond is proud to serve the Denham Springs community that gave so much to him. You can visit Bond Roten Eye Clinic at 222 Veterans Boulevard in Denham Springs or call 791-2020. That's Bond Roten Eye Clinic in Denham Springs with locations in Hammond and Ames.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Livingston Parish Clerk of Court Jason Harris, Family Wellness and Healthcare of Louisiana, El King Company, Performance Collision Center, Denny Pauline with 5-Star Printing, Horace Wilkinson State Farm Insurance, Sport Clips, and Dr. Brandon Wax with the Eye Center of Denham Springs. We thank you so much for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill has it going on. Big Mike's has burgers, steaks, seafood, pizza, salad, sides, and desserts. 40 TVs. Big Mike's is open late after the game. Live music on the weekend. Locally owned and operated by Denham Springs High School graduate Big Mike O'Neill. Check out the Denham Springs Athletics Hall of Fame at Big Mike's. Big Mike's Sports Bar and Grill, 123 Aspen Square, Denham, or delivery through DoorDash or Grubhub.
Welcome back in. Ralph Seller Chevrolet post-game show. A couple of score updates here for you as we are keeping an eye on some of them. It is now Sandoval and EA tied up at 35 apiece with 4 minutes left in that one. Looks like Liberty has extended their lead over Zachary, which we had mentioned earlier. Zachary, who we scrimmaged to get this season going, and we actually went and saw a little bit of that one, and Yellow Jackets played well in that one, but, kind of hit the hiccup against Central. I would say that's probably the one. I feel like each year I have that one. Last year was Live Oak. I feel like it's this year for Central, but it wasn't as bad as the Live Oak one was for me last year. But nonetheless, that's kind of the one I would look at. Look, EA was just a little bit better than we were that night, and just they just, the way they controlled the clock and the line of scrimmage and all that. I mean, hats off to them.
Well, the Live Oak one hurt so much last year. They didn't win 3 games last year. They just weren't a strong team. Central, even though we felt we had a chance to win that game and maybe could have won it, we didn't win it. But Central's going to win more than 3 games, although Catholic's getting them tonight. But they're still going to, it's a good football team. They're going to win a lot of football games. It was just last year that you lose to a 3-win team, and that really drags you down in the power ratings. Which right now, we come into the game, 13 it was.
Yeah,
so
if you're looking there,
Dutchtown.
If you're watching there on your screen at DS Jacket Vision, it was, Dutchtown came in at 12, and we were 13.
We're going to slide up a spot or two and creeping up toward that top 10. And a couple of chances ahead with some other teams with a lot of wins on the record, on the schedule, especially with Sandoval and then Prairieville's getting a couple wins also. So we might can climb toward that top 10, maybe a top 8, maybe. We'll see.
Well, yeah, and it's what you can do at this point, though, with the rest of your schedule. You have Prairieville coming in next week, then you go to Walker, and then you wrap up the season here at home against Sandoval. So you have a chance, to really – we were 6-4 to end the regular season last year, and then we go up to West Washita and lose that one in overtime. So what you're doing here, you're starting to put yourself in good position. If you can keep this thing going, are you looking at 8-2, 7-3? As you kind of start going down this stretch, you're going to see some things happening, and so much depends on what other people do and how you fall and all that with the power ratings, as we know. But Yellow Jackets are priming themselves to be in a good spot here, but more importantly, just taking it that one game at a time and keeping this offense going. I feel like a broken record. We've been saying that all night, but it's not always so easy to do. But when things start clicking, I think Coach Beard had said it. I think you had said it a couple of weeks ago too, as well, that the targets just get bigger when your quarterback is playing so well. He sees things differently, and the game is coming to him at a great pace right now.
It really is. It's he's seeing the field well. He's seeing those read plays where he hands off or he pulls it and keeps it. But his decision making's been pretty good the last couple of weeks, and putting the ball on the money too, not just where he decides to throw it, but he's been very accurate with it as well. So that's a good combination to have.
And let's flip it and talk about what this defense is doing for the Yellow Jackets. They're playing well. It seems like the defensive line is starting to find their footing a little bit. That was a little bit of a concern as the season got going, when it looked like that was supposed to be one of their strengths on this defense. They were trying to figure out a few pieces there, and it seems like they're starting to get their footing a little bit.
Coach Beard kept saying early in the year he wasn't happy with the way the defensive front was playing, and I really didn't see it as much as he did, but I do know that East Ascension game, they got after us, and we did not play well up front of the EA game. I know that much. Well, since the East Ascension game, we've done well against the run. Live Oak did put up some points, but they play a high fast-paced offense, throwing the ball around a lot. They weren't just running it downhill at us. And, tonight against a team that wants to run downhill at us and try and get the running game really going, they got a couple of touchdowns here and there, but they really didn't have a lot of success all night long just running at us when they wanted to. They had to go to the air. They had to try and find a few third down and long conversions and get some things done to keep some drives alive. And so starting to get there, and then we forced a couple turnovers tonight, and with the offense scoring the way it was, once you steal a possession, you go up 14, and then that was early in the game. And then on defense, you get a turnover, then the offense goes and scores again right on top of it, and you take that 17-point lead and make it a 24-point lead and really start getting that separation that you need.
All right, so again, it is Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 24, homecoming night here for the Yellow Jackets, and it is going to be a fun homecoming weekend for everyone involved here. We will take our final timeout. When we come back, we will wrap it up here from Yellow Jacket Stadium. Stay with us. We're back after this quick timeout on the Ralph Siller Chevrolet postgame show.
Your local tree service in Denham Springs is Louisiana Tree Pro. Louisiana Tree Pro is a licensed and insured arborist. Louisiana Tree Pro is the only company in the parish that has a saw head, so they can remove trees by remote, making the job safer and more efficient. Louisiana Tree Pro specializes in emergency removal of trees on homes, and they're experienced with billing insurance companies. And Louisiana Tree Pro offers free quotes. Denham Springs owned and operated by Josh Howard. That's Louisiana Tree Pro. Visit treeprola.com.
You know, Demco is more than just an electric company. We're your local member-owned co-op, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. Our not-for-profit structure means that we can invest in youth programs that empower the next generation to grow, lead, and make a difference. It's all part of our mission to strengthen our communities and create a brighter future for all. Demco, powering life and community. That's the cooperative difference.
Hey, it's Max Sellers from Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. We are again excited to be a sponsor of the Denham Springs Fighting Yellow Jackets football team this year. We appreciate all the support from your community in our first few years in business, and we are excited about things to come. Whether it's a new or used car, truck, or SUV, award-winning service from our dedicated service and parts staff, or even an outstanding collision repair for your vehicle, Ralph Sellers Chevrolet wants to earn your business. From our Ralph Sellers Chevrolet dealership family to your school family, go Jackets!
Bank Plus, together with Zelle, makes it easy to send money straight from your smartphone to friends, family, the yard guy, babysitters, or millions of others with access to Zelle. So yeah, pretty much anyone. And of course, they can all send you money too. Settle that dinner tab with Zelle. It's free, fast, and secure. And right in the Bank Plus mobile app. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC. Zelle is available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply.
Denham Springs High School football broadcasts on YouTube at DS Jacket Vision. Please subscribe. Family Radio 91.9 FM and on the net at johnfineproductions.com are brought to you in part by Forest Grove Plantation, Liberty Auto Sales, Shea Landry Closing Attorney, Milestone Title, Triton Outpatient Clinic, Livingston Parish Assessor Jeff Taylor, Modad One Individual Sewage Treatment System, and Duke Seafood and Steakhouse. We thank you for your support and patronage of these local businesses.
Since 1898, the Livingston Parish News, an award-winning media outlet, has served as the news source for our community. The Livingston Parish News is available in print and online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. For complete and comprehensive coverage of what is making news in Livingston Parish, as well as Livingston Parish sports, we have you covered. Opinions, politics, lifestyle, and the arts. No matter how big or small the story, the Livingston Parish News is your source for community news in our parish. Serving Livingston Parish for more than 120 years, it's the Livingston Parish News.
As we welcome you back in to the Ralph Seller Chevrolet post-game show. Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 24. Yellow Jackets now 2-1 in District 5-5A play and 5-2 overall. Josh Ward alongside Mitch Covington, Chris Ledoux, Darren Ferrante, John Fine, Lamine Figueroa back at the studio. Thanks to Mr. Robert Graves for his Robert Graves scoreboard update. Thanks to Miss Christine Pappas for her help out on the back end of what we are doing here with DS Jacket Vision. As always, make sure you give it a like and subscribe. So, Mitch, just a great night here on homecoming night in front of a good crowd at Yellow Jacket Stadium. It just went about as great as, when you start off 14-0 in the first quarter like that over a physical team, I think what you had said before is matching Dutchtown's physicality, and throughout the game we saw that happen.
Yeah, I think we were the more physical team tonight. We ran the football how we wanted to run the football, did a good job with that defensively. We forced them into some long yardage situations. They weren't able to hit the run as much as they wanted to, and so it was a good thing to see us stand up to that, because in the last couple of years, they've been more physical than we have, but that wasn't the case tonight.
And as we see again, I know you can't see it right now, but Luke Wilson out on the field getting some practice punts in again. We had made mention of that a couple weeks ago, and again, I think on the night when he doesn't get a lot of action punting the ball, he seems to be out here getting some extra reps in. I think that says a lot about the kind of player Luke Wilson is.
Yes, it's good that homecoming is no longer the dance. It's not on Friday night. Yeah. When I was in high school, you'd play the game, then you'd run home and you'd shower and you'd go for your homecoming dance at the old Jacket Gym over there, and you take some pictures and you try and go get something to eat afterwards. But now these guys get to relax tonight. Luke can get his extra punting in, get his work put there how he wants to, and then get up tomorrow, watch LSU beat Vandy, maybe tomorrow, maybe.
11 a.m. I'll be headed to Chicago for the Saints-Bears game on Sunday.
So there you go. All right. So, but the players don't have to worry about missing the LSU game because of the dance.
That's right.
LSU's got the 11 o'clock game. They can watch that and then get themselves ready, and all the students go have a good time at the homecoming dance tomorrow night. And then, you'll have fun in Chicago with the Saints and the Bears.
I'm not expecting to win. Whatever happens in Vanderbilt, I'll be in town in time to watch it. And I'm not expecting anything magical from the Saints and Soldier Field on a rainy Sunday. Just expecting a good trip. Love Chicago. Love the Windy City. But Mitch, as we close it out here, just your final thoughts on how the Yellow Jackets try to keep this thing rolling. Prairieville comes in next week, and Prairieville, again, that team that's kind of a little scary right now. Their quarterback is doing some things with his feet and making some plays, and what they were able to do last week at East Ascension was pretty impressive. So it won't be what's the old saying? What Vanderbilt, they're saying it's not your grandpa's Vanderbilt. This ain't your last year of Prairieville coming in.
Last year they were just brand new getting started. I was thinking it might take them 3 years to get competitive, but they are competitive now in year 2. They put a lot of points on EA when we didn't put that many points on EA, so that's going to get the attention of our team out there in the Jackets. They'll be focused in next week when Prairieville comes to town, because they're doing some good things on offense and scoring some points. So we're going to have to be ready and locked in at practice this week.
All right, that will do it for us here, and that will do it for the Ralph Seller Chevrolet post-game show, brought to you by Ralph Seller Chevrolet, just over the Amite River Bridge in Baton Rouge. It is Ralph Seller Chevrolet, located at 15015 Florida Boulevard, and is open for your automotive needs. Ready to serve you at a Chevrolet location familiar to you for over 40 years. Parts manager at Ralph Seller Chevrolet is Jim McChristian, a proud supporter of the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. Come visit Ralph Sellers Chevrolet. Denham Springs 42, Dutchtown 24, Yellow Jackets back in action. District 5-5A contest next Friday night right here from Yellow Jacket Stadium. Join us at 6 o'clock for the Sporting Center Yellow Jackets warm-up. For all of you involved that was part of it with us here tonight, we appreciate you. For Lamine Figueroa back at the studio, for Chris Ledoux, for Darren Ferrante, for John Fine, for Christine Pappas, for Mitch Covington, I'm Josh Ward saying good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Denham Springs High School Football on Family Radio 91.9 FM Baton Rouge. On the net at johnfineproductions.com and on YouTube. Please subscribe at DS Jacket Vision. Josh Ward on play-by-play with Mitch Covington on color commentary. Producer Darren Ferrante. DS Jacket Vision camera operator Chris Ledoux. And station engineer Lamine Figueroa. Denham Springs High School football broadcasts are a John Fine production.